Thank you, everyone, for coming. We welcome you here. It's not in my place to welcome all of you because we have our coordinator here who will be able to do that, and then we can proceed in earnest, please. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Take the microphone and then go ahead.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I welcome every one of you, especially those that fly all the way from Dubai and from Hong Kong, mainland, and those of you living in Macau. Before I proceed, I must introduce myself. My name is Francis Eze Okeke. I head from Olo in Eziago, LA, Enugu State, Biafra land. I am the coordinator of Indigenous People of Biafra here in Makao. And I want to use this opportunity to welcome every one of you again. And I am sure that there are some of you that don't know about us or doesn't hear about us before. Our name is IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra. Today is a special day because we have great visitor in our midst today. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I welcome him, and Director, I welcome you.
Thank you.
He is our director, the director of Radio Biafra. And Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, I believe some of you have heard about Biafra or Biafran War, 1967 to 1970. We are Biafrans, and I cannot give much history, but let me give you a little bit about us. We were occupied by the Nigerian government, and by the help of British. The name called Nigeria were created by white men. We are Biafrans before the white men came. And in Nigeria, before the amalgamation of British amalgamated us, we have three countries. The three countries is Biafra, Oduduwa, and Arewa, the northern part of Nigeria. And the southern part is Oduduwa, and we are the eastern part. British decided to amalgamate us by force, not that we accept. We did not accept, and they beheaded our traditional rulers to amalgamate us, and which they said, according to the amalgamation, it was the treaty were written that it will only last for 100 years, which expired in 2013, December 2013. As amalgamation expired, everybody, every of us, every Arewa, Oduduwa, or Biafra, we are free. We are free to agitate for our freedom, to govern ourselves. That is why we are now stand here today to create the awareness, let our people know what is going on, that we stand for our freedom. We must live. This is time for us to live. We can't continue with the Nigerian government. It's time for all of us to answer our names. And our name is Biafra. Other people can answer their name. Today, I welcome those that make sure that everything we are doing here, we're successful. Especially Michael Wilson and Reginald and I also. I must tell you that it's not easy. Yesterday when I watched our director broadcasting live, I feel, wow, is this man a human being or is it something else? He broadcast every day, almost every night, every morning. This work is not easy. Chanting for freedom. The only thing we need is our freedom. Nigerian government has been killing us since 1945. We fought civil war 1967 to 1970. About 6 million of us were massacred. I can show you some of the evidence. If you look at our banners here, you see children were starved to death. Nigerian government continue killing us, marginalizing us. Where we come from, we don't have light. We don't have infrastructures. We have nothing. They continue killing, raping our women, killing our mothers, all sorts of evil. Nigerian government has been doing it to us. And our people are afraid of dying. They are afraid of dying. But this time around, enough is enough. You are afraid of dying and you are dying every day. They are killing you, raping your mothers, raping your sisters, doing a lot of things to you, and you feel that you don't want to fight. Some of us. I am telling you that we must stand for our freedom. We must fight. If Nigerian government decided not to leave us, we must use any means to get our freedom. Let me hand over to our director and welcome him again. Director, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Eze. Thank you very, very much. Good evening to all of you here. But I must greet you in the proper manner that we always do all over the world. Biafra. Freedom. My goodness me. Oh, I don't know. My goodness me. Biafra.
Freedom.
Biafra.
Freedom.
Biafra.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Biafra.
That's more like it. I was beginning to suspect you don't listen to Radio Biafra. But I'm very glad that all of you are here. It's a very small country, no doubt about it. But all the same, I'm impressed that all of you came out here today to listen to us, at least to see us here preach this very gospel that will eventually go to the rest of humanity, to the whole world. Before we commence, I know that some of you are not very conversant with how things are done properly. We have not prayed. You know we are the children of heaven, isn't it? We need to commit every proceeding that we have to the Most High Chukwukikabiyama before we do anything else. Other people may not understand it. We are not here to obviously explain that to them, but by the names that we bear, even our coordinator's daughter is answering Chinasa, and the son is Chinedu. That tells you everything you need to know about us as a people. For that very reason, we must commit these very proceedings to the hands of the Most High Chukwukikabiyama to come and dwell here, please, because it is the right thing for us to do. So I'll ask everybody to please rise, those who can, to stand, especially where we come from, in reverence, in observance of our dedication to the Most High for keeping us alive and bringing us here today. And I will pray, please, if you allow me. Sometimes I may be able to mix it with the heavenly language, which is the Igbo language, and if I do so, please try to understand. Therefore we say, this very evening from here in Makao, in the far eastern part of this very world, far away from the holy land of Biafra. We commit this very gathering unto your capable hands, O Lord of hosts. We look up to you, we reverence you, we adore you, and we worship you. Very long ago, Yahweh Yeshua came and prayed. He said, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. In this very foreign land, in this very strange land, inhabited by people who gave us habitation, we call upon your wonderful name. We exalt you and we magnify you for all the wonderful work you have done in our lives. You have brought your children here assembled. Many more will be doing so from around the world where they are listening. We ask you to honor and to bless them, to also enrich them in every right endeavor that they ever dabble into. Also make sure that the same way that they came here very peacefully and safely, that when they are going home, that you guide them back to their respective homes in peace and in safety. We left people back home where we come from, our mothers, our fathers, our uncles, our aunts, our relatives. We pray, Heavenly Father, that you give them good health, that you also give us the means and the capability to also be able to take care of them and look after them as we have come to do. In this very land that our people are sojourning, may you also bless the land of Makao. May you also bless, of course, the wider China as well. Because we have found refuge here, our people are well, we are now having children in this very land. We ask you, Heavenly Father, to come and bring your abundance of blessing to dwell in the lives of the people here, that this very unity, this very sense of purpose, togetherness that exists between our people and those of them in Makao will continue forever and ever. We are also asking you, Heavenly Father, this very evening from all over the world, where they'll be joining us later, that our deliberations will be able to bear fruit, that everything that we discuss here, we do it in the spirit of oneness, of togetherness, of brotherhood, and of camaraderie. That in the end, Biafra will come and your name will be adored and worshipped, not just on this earth, but also in heaven, that every glory and honor will belong to your name now and forever. He said. Now that we have taken permission from heaven, please, you may sit down and then we can proceed. I am not the MC because everything we are saying here is going out to the rest of the world. You must be aware of it. As our coordinator said, my name is Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know where some of you come from. I come from Isama Faruku Ibeku, which is in a place that the British called Omuahia. There is nothing like Omuahia before. The British came and gave us that very name. We've been answering it. Omuahia is a union between Ibeku. I'm sure that those from Omuahia may disagree. I haven't mentioned them. It's a union between Ibeku and Ohon. Essentially, that's what it means. That's the meaning of Omuahia. And we have continued ever since. But this very day here in Makao, I have brought you a message. The message I've brought you is one of liberty, one of freedom, one of dignity, and one of honor. I don't go everywhere. But when the request came and there was some sort of insistence that we must come to Makao, I said, where is it? And I have come here. I've been dazzled by all the wonderful things I have seen around me, by the very, should I say, plush and wonderful surroundings which you inhabit, and also their industry and hard work. One thing struck me here in Makao. They are not too very big. I'm sure we are bigger than them. Do they have any natural resource here? Do they have oil? Do they have gas? Do they have coal? But this place is very, very advanced and civilized. And I can tell you, with the exception of South Africa, there is no place in Black Africa that is like this. There is one marked difference between the people that live here who built these very wonderful buildings that you're seeing today and those of us from Africa. It's called application. They make use of their brain. Not raw power, not the brawn, but use of their brain. And I'm sure we have learnt a lot by coming here and looking at these surroundings, isn't it? And I'm sure by the time that Biafra comes, those of you coming back from Makao will be able to bring something with you. Not just the casino, but something far more telling to contribute to our economy, isn't it? We are hoping and praying for that. You just don't bring the casino, please. Bring the wonderful architecture and also the way that the societies are organized over here, which is absolutely fantastic. I've been traveling all over the world. I came from the west to the east. I have been to more countries than actually care to remember. A lot of it. This very leg of my journey started from USA, from New York to Los Angeles, all the way to Tokyo to Nagoya, and I have been to Taiwan as well as coming here. By tomorrow, I'll be going to Hong Kong. From there, I'll go to Guangzhou in China. From there, I'll go to Malaysia. From there to Kuwait. We travel a lot and we preach just one single message: the restoration of the kingdom of heaven upon the face of the earth. That kingdom of heaven is called Biafra. Some people don't understand it, don't know what it means. But the absence of Biafra in Africa is the reason why Africa is poor. The only reason why Africa is poor and black people are very poor all over the world is because our country, this very country, is not free. Because we represent virtue and hard work. The reason why all Asian countries are doing very well today is because of the work that Japan did. How many of you knows that? Do you know that Makao is developed today because of the work that the Japanese did? Are you aware of it? They did not come here to build anything. I'm not saying they gave them money. After all, there was a time that Japan was very, very imperialistic and expansionist. They conquered territories and people and subjected them to a lot of hardship. I understand from historical perspective. But there is one compelling fact. Something very unique happened. Because Japan was advanced both technologically and economically, other surrounding neighboring Asian countries said to themselves, if the Japanese can do it, so can we also do it. It's a very simple thing. Very simple. Yes. That is why you have every country in the far eastern part of the world is doing well. Even Philippines, to an extent. Philippines, they have a better organized economy than the zoo, don't they? You know where I call the zoo? Do you know where I call the zoo? What is that place? Do you know where we call the zoo? Who lives in a zoo? Baboons and monkeys. Wild animals live in the zoo. Why do we call Nigeria a zoo? Is because they've not learned anything. People travel all over the world, they learn nothing. The essence of going to school, why you are educated, is to go there to learn something, to bring back home, to improve not just your life and your lot, but also that of your community and your people. That's why we go to school. But because of the existence of Nigeria, this very country, this very beautiful country has been here for nearly 5,000 years. We can trace our history even back to the Holy Book, to the Bible. Are you aware of it? We are being stifled because of our industry and creativity. They don't want us to survive, and because of that, they're killing us every blessed day. We are suffering every blessed day. As I'm speaking to you now, one Igbo woman was shot dead, comfort, in Lagos only last night because she did not give a policeman 50 naira. Are you aware of it? That's the news that we saw. When we go live on air at some point, either this night or tomorrow, we shall bring it to the attention of humanity. These are the injustices happening every blessed day because of the unification of people of diverse culture and way of life and value system. We are a different people. Completely and totally, the way we reason, the way we do things is markedly different from that of the Hausa Fulani people. We are not one people. We never knew who they were before the white man came. They drink the blood of cattle and the milk. They move cattle from place to place. They are nomads. That is their way of life. They believe in feudalism, where one man can do rankadede and feed the rest of the people. We believe in hard work, industry, and equality. We are naturally egalitarian. We believe in justice. We believe in fairness. We believe in trial by jury. All the wonderful tenets of life that we cherished in one jot was blown away by the British. Why did they do that? Because they wanted to subjugate us to Hausa Fulani people. Why did they give you to Hausa Fulani people? Is to make sure that you have mediocrity embedded into you. You become an embodiment of fraud, corruption, and mediocrity. That is why they have one Nigeria, nothing more, nothing less. The British saw something that black people could not see, that this very flag, these very people, the land of the rising sun should not rise. For the simple reason that once Biafra becomes free, every black person becomes free around the world, including Obama himself. Every black person becomes free. And that is something they don't want you to see. That is something they don't want you to experience in your lifetime, that we'll be able to have our children abroad. Why can't we have our children where we come from? Why can't we bring them up in the ways of our ancestors, in the ways of our fathers? We are living in other people's areas and their territories, and people are comfortable. That's what worries me. What worries me is that some of you are comfortable in a foreign land, in a strange land, and why should that be the case? Why? I ask you. Some of us are not moved. When we preach this very gospel, some people are not perturbed. Do you know why you're not moved? When you hear about the plight of your people, people dying back home, your mothers being raped, their crops being destroyed in the farms, Hausa, Fulani, army and police and navy shooting at our people, you don't get moved. Do you know why you don't move? Because you are black. We are the only people in the history of humanity that allowed other people to come and take us away as slaves. They took us to the Caribbean and to the Americas. How many men came? How many Europeans came to take black slaves from Africa? They were not up to 5,000. How many Africans did you have then to fight them? Over 20 million. But do you know that less than 5,000 people came and took away almost 80% of the indigenous population to the Americas to go and farm for them? And nobody raised a finger. Nobody complained. That is the mentality I'm against. I'm not against anybody, any black person, any African. I am against the type of mentality. I am against the type of reasoning. I am against the type of hopelessness and apathy that allows you to see other people suffering. You are able to do something and you decide to do nothing. That means you're not human. Let us, for instance, imagine that the people of Makao are not very generous and hospitable. Let's say you came to Makao and they don't allow you to marry their daughters. There's no job, no opportunity for you. Will you be happy? Will you be happy? But they allowed you to come to their place. They give you houses to live in. I'm even sure they say they give you money every year, some of you here, with papers. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is there any black African country where they give you money?
No.
Is there any black African country anywhere in the world where you get help with housing? Is there anywhere where they help you with feeding?
No.
That tells you everything you need to know about the mindset, the mentality of other people. Because within their generosity, they are being blessed every blessed day. They give away all this money to people, to strangers. They give you accommodation, they give you opportunities, they allow you to marry their daughters, and I'm sure even their men also marry our daughters. They allow you to integrate. They allow you to drive cars on their streets. And they are better than you. It doesn't mean they're stupid. It means they are generous and they're compassionate and they're caring. And blessed are those that give. I don't know how many of you here has ever bothered for one single day to say to yourself, for how long are we going to keep suffering in that damnation, in that very place that the British created? Why must we suffer? Why must we die? Why must they kill us? Nobody asked that question. And that worries me a lot. And that is why I'm here today in Makao. To let all of you here gathered, all of you here assembled, to understand the need, to understand the requirement, both individually and collectively upon all of you, to do what you have to do to ensure that Biafra comes in truth and honesty. That's why we are here. When we started Radio Biafra, it wasn't many people that did it. At the time, I was single-handedly funding Radio Biafra to the point that I became homeless. And I paid. It's very, very expensive, I tell you. So that today, we may be the preeminent and the number one radio station in the whole world. Some of you don't know this, but we are. We are more popular than the BBC, according to TuneIn. It's independently verified. Is that not correct? Correct. Have you not seen it? We are more popular than the BBC because we speak the truth. Because we are not afraid of anybody and can never be. Anybody who thinks that we are going to go back on what we are doing, that one day we'll abandon Biafra, we'll jettison it, that person is dreaming. We are not going to stop until Biafra comes. Heaven is my witness. Never, ever, ever. We are prepared to die for what we believe in. I preach this gospel everywhere I go to. I let mankind understand the need to allow Biafra to exist, or else everything will die. We don't beg, we don't plead with anybody. We are here to make sure that those of you in Makao is fully aware of your duties, your responsibilities to your children as well, to make you to realize and to understand the need and the essence of making sure that you're free as a people. There is nothing more than freedom. In this very place, to be honest, the only police, I've seen 2 policemen. They were on a moped, motorcycle, writing tickets. Have you seen, do they carry guns here, police?
Yes, they did.
AK-47.
No, just pistol for their...
Where we come from is like, it's like a war zone. Syria is better. At least in Syria, you will see people fighting other soldiers. In the zoo, it is the army and the police killing ordinary people. These are some of the things that the world is not aware of. These are some of the things that has been so buried and kept so silent because we kept quiet. Each and every one of you can do something. That is the essence of our individually, what you're doing may not be much, but collectively as a group, if you do something, then it becomes something. Then imagine when that something is happening in Makao, it's happening in Hong Kong, it's happening in China, it's in Malaysia, it's in Kuwait, it's in Singapore, everywhere around the world, in Taiwan, in Japan, at the same time, then it becomes a tsunami. It becomes unstoppable. That you may go home and live a life of dignity. Not when you're traveling, you are approaching an immigration officer, you know that your passport is green and you know what is going to befall you. Don't you know that very well? Eh? Once you are approaching the immigration desk, your passport is green, your life changes immediately. You will die many times before you get to the counter. Because of the curse, because of the burden, because of the pain and the shame placed upon that very name, Nigeria. Is a name that will live in infamy forever and ever. It's a name that brings death to our people. It is a name under which our people suffered nearly a total extinction and extermination. 6 million people dead. 6 million dead. 6 million people dead. And still counting till tomorrow morning. They've been to Onitsha to kill us on the 30th of August. For no reason. They have elected a man who is more crazy than Osama bin Laden in the person of Buhari. An absolute lunatic. The type of which Africa saw last during the reign of Idi Amin Dada. That man is evil. The personification of evil. For a man to govern for nearly 4 months without a cabinet in a democracy is an impeachable offense anywhere in the world. Yes. Impeachable offense anywhere in the world. He's a congenital liar. He has 4 houses in Abuja worth nearly 3 billion. He's pretending he's a very poor man. And people buy the junk that he feeds them because of who we are, because of our mindset, our makeup, our composition, and our mentality. We are not critical. We are not critical people. We don't follow the truth and honesty that we should, that sustained our civilization for over 5,000 years. I also have tried to colonize us before. Islam has come before to our land, but we prevailed. Why did we prevail? Because we are honest and truthful people, but not anymore. Those are the core values we are going back to. The value of understanding the preeminence of truthfulness and honesty in all that you do. That is why we won't lie to you. We will always tell you the truth. You're having fun here in Makao, in your villages. Who has light in their village now that if you call the village now they'll say there is electricity in your village? Who here? Do we have light? No. Do we have light? No. Do we have drinking water? No. Do we have good roads? No. Do we have good schools? No. Then what is the essence of Nigeria as a country? Zoo. It's a zoo. And that is why it must crumble. Because the more Nigeria is allowed to stay, the more pain, the more looting, the more corruption, the more misery you heap upon the lives of millions of people. But because we are black people, we don't understand this. No, we don't. We don't appreciate what it means for a people to rise up and lead an honest and decent life, that they may be called the children of light, which we are. That is the essence of that thing that you have there on the black strip of our tricolor. It's facing upside down, which is wrong, because the rising sun should be pointing upwards. Why are we the rising sun? Because we represent the light. Because we are the salt of the earth. I'm saying it here in Makao because once we become free as a people, I'm sure you agree with me that Biafra land will be better than this place. Don't you agree? Sure. Because we are naturally hardworking people. We are creative. We are inventive. I have asked all of you before to tell, can you name one Awasa Fulani scientist? Can you name one? No. Can you name one Awasa mathematician? No, maybe I'm being slightly, as Awasa will accuse me that I'm being tribalistic, I'm being jingoistic, that we are too arrogant. And I say we are not arrogant. Has any Awasa man written a book you've read before in primary school or in secondary school? Have you read any Awasa book before? No. Why must we be together in a country with them so that our people come to far-flung places like Makao in order to eke out a living? I don't understand it. The more they remain in charge, very soon we'll be going to the North Pole and to the South Pole where only the penguins inhabit, looking for where to stay. Maybe they're the only ones now where you can travel with Nigerian passport visa-free to go to South Pole, or maybe to go and see the Eskimos. I don't know any other place. I don't know many countries around the world where you can travel with the zoo passport and they'll be able to let you in, even for a few hours. That is how bad things are. And are we going to allow this to continue? That's entirely up to you. But I'm telling all of you here gathered, this is not a race of millions of people marching on the streets of Makao and no. It's a race of very few but dedicated people. Very few individuals, men and women, made sure that Israel today exists in the Middle East. Very few people. And I believe that I have come to Makao and have seen those few people before me. As long as you're prepared to work with each other as one indivisible entity, that is nothing you can't achieve. Only 3 of us started Radio Biafra. Only 3. At the time, it was only 1. Then it went back to 2 and then to 3 to millions all over the world now. The worst thing you can ever do is to allow the devil to compel you to entertain any fear or doubt or to give up. Once you do that, you're finished. You must remain very strong and very resolute, because what we are pursuing is honorable. What we are pursuing is divine and very holy. We were a free people before the British came. If you go to your village and ask them, did your grandfathers have any dealings with Awasa Fulani before the white man came? What's the answer? No. Did we know them before? No. Do we know who they are? No. Do we answer their name? No. Do we go to their mosque? No. Do we have anything in common with them? No. Then why must we be in one country with them? Are they killing us? Are they killing us? Are they killing us? Where does the resources that sustains Nigeria come from? Do they have anything they contribute? Nothing. Is there anything coming from Awasa land to make Nigeria a nation? No national treasure from. Not one single thing. And out of our oil that they take and our gas that they take, do they appoint us into their positions? No. Did Buhari give us any appointment? My question all the time to our people is this: is that the type of country you wish to live in?
Because if you support one Nigeria, it means that the same way that you run outside, so will your children run outside and their children, and before you know it, there's something called Ahagefo where we come from. Is that not true? The reason why every woman married into Biafra land wants to give birth to a male child is because of Ahagefo, isn't it? Because the essence of a woman being married into a compound is to make sure that the name of that compound never ever dies, that that family continues. That's why you get married, isn't it? Where we come from. If we live abroad, don't you think our names will go? Huh? I'm sorry to say this. Our coordinator here has Chinasa, very pretty.
They are going back to Biafran land.
Let's assume that he is not a very strong Biafran. If Chinasa grows up and wants to marry somebody from Malaysia, do you think he can stop her? I'm asking you, can he stop her? If Chinedu grows up and wants to marry somebody from Mexico, can he stop Chinedu from marrying somebody from Mexico? If Chinedu marries a Mexican girl, do you think they will go back to the village anymore? No. The name of Okereke will die after only 2 generations. Is that not correct? Is it not correct? Mom, una so kwanya back again. I'm not going to tell you the truth. The only hope that he has is Biafra. Do you know that? Do you know the only thing that can save his family name, Okereke, is Biafra? Are you aware of it? Yeah. Only Biafra can save him. Nothing more, nothing less. Are you aware of that? That is why he would then need to take these children home to where they come from. Where we come from, you come from your dad's place, isn't it? Your father's house. Isn't that where you come from? You know, when people divorce in England, where we were before we went home, you know, in England, they will give the children to the woman. They say, take. And when we go to meetings, we say to them, where we come from, a woman doesn't raise a child. Is that not true? You can feed the baby and take the baby to the farm, show them how to do something. But ultimately, a child, both male and female, they belong to the father. Is that not true? Even when during the time for marriage, when they want to pay her dowry, if you like, take that girl to Alaska. Once she finds a husband, they will say, let us go and look for those that own this girl. They start to look for the father of the girl. Is that not correct? Do they look for the mother? No. That is who we are. And these are some of the values that we are going back to. Because these are the values that sustained us for 5,000 years and made us who we are as a people, which our Fulani very cleverly destroyed. How am I? People ask me, why do you hate them so much? I say, I just don't hate them, I despise them. Why? They took our oil, they took our gas, they killed our people, they shut down our industries, no good roads, no good schools, there is no drinking water where we come from, no electricity, nothing is functioning. Therefore, the only thing they have for us is travel abroad and make a living. And the funniest thing is that when you come outside and you make a living, you struggle, you run around from here, you pieces cars, you run to China, you go to all those places, you send one container home. Is that not correct? And our man is waiting for you at the wharf to take more money from you. This man did not give you money to travel abroad. Instead of what pains me most is that the oil and gas is coming from our father's compound. That's not even bad enough. They did not pay our school fees, did they? Immediately after the war, even the little money that our parents had, our father and our grandparents, they took all of it from them. Is that not true? They closed down our industries. Is that not true? They have not left us with any avenue to survive than to travel abroad. And out of each and every one of you that made it out, do you know how many died on the way? Do you know how many that died? Many. Out of every one successful migration, 5 people died. So if you come to a meeting now and you are 100 in this room, there is another 400 that did not make it to Asia and to Europe. They died on the way. Are you aware of it? True. Yeah. Who put you in that perilous situation is our Fulani people. And British. And of course their master, the British. And then you survive. You know, some of us came through the desert. Is that correct? You trek through the desert. Yes. You buy the urine of a woman to drink as you're going. Isn't that true? Yes, true. Is that true or false? True. because there is no water now to drink. As you're traveling from the desert, some people left from Izombe, they traveled all the way through Niger. They came to Libya. They crossed the Mediterranean. They came into, not even the apostles in the Bible have done such a journey before. Do you know they will come to Europe after struggling and buying urine? You know urine? Yes. To drink on the way. My money. Female urine, they drink it on the way. After coming to Europe, you struggle, you survive, you scrape money together. After working for maybe 19 years, you ship a container home, and our someone will seize it.
This man is one of the examples.
Oh, they seize this container as well? They will take it. And when you were traveling outside, this Awusa man was eating goro somewhere. Not doing no school, nothing. And waiting for you to come back. That's the same where we come from. Fecha. Yadharawo. We are that ark. So our gas is not good enough for them. The oil is not good enough for them. Even the ordinary palm oil, only even ordinary palm oil, they won't even let us process palm oil and sell it. Do you know that? Do you know you import palm oil? Do you know you import palm oil? From Malaysia? And where did Malaysia come to learn how to plant palm tree? They came to London, very close to my village. The same Malaysia came to my village to take palm seed to go and plant palm. Today we are importing palm oil from Malaysia, courtesy of Awusa Fulani. Is that the type of country you want to belong to? No. Because your talent will be wasted. Because it's appointed unto man to die once, and then after that comes judgment. If you stand before Chukwukika Abiyama and his throne in heaven, and Chukwu Abiyama will tell you, I gave you coal at Enugu. I gave you steel in Delta. Listen very carefully. I gave you gold at Ohafia. I gave you limestone at Nkalago. I gave you white marble, black marble within the same Abakaliki. I gave you granite. I'm coming at Lobuku. I also gave you cocoa. I gave you clay at Okigwe. I gave you liquefied natural gas. What did you do with all of these things? You're telling me you were there and you died poor. Then I would turn around and say, Awusa man was in charge, that's why. Don't you think that is a fast track to hell? Or you go to hell or come more immediately because you're a fool. There comes a time in life when you have to stop running. There comes a time in life when you have to turn around and face that very demon, confront that very demon and defeat it. That demon is Awusa Fulani. If you face them, you will survive as a people. If you allow them, then you're finished. That is why I have come to Makao here, to let all of you understand this. You have a responsibility, not just to yourself, because you cannot continually be very selfish. You must think about those who are less fortunate than yourself. That is why in a place like this very lovely place, they can afford to give you money once or twice every blessed year. Because they are generous. And that is why they are blessed. Anything they touch continues to improve. Those of us that think that we are very intelligent, are we developing very well? We are scraping now. You want to ship it back home. Something that is worth nothing. We must learn to be charitable and to be very generous. There are two things you can do. Either you volunteer to fight with us on the ground, or you support us financially. There are things you can do. What else are you going to do for your country? Either you support those who are fighting to free us, or you volunteer yourself to go and fight. But I know some of you, some of us will say, oh, don't worry, I will stay here, I won't do anything when the time comes. After all, I'm Igbo man, I have sense. I will go back and I'll try and join. You are clearly mistaken. We don't care who you are. You cannot enter Biafra land. I swear on my life, you can't come in. One thing is certain, Biafra is coming. I have no doubt. If you look at Buhari panicking every blessed day, you will know that Biafra is coming. Right now, do you know what they're doing? They're going about checking people's phone. If you have Radio Biafra app, they will arrest you. If you listen to Radio Biafra, they will arrest you. All of these idiotic things that they're doing. We've seen it before. We have seen all this nonsense before, and yet the people became free. So Buhari will not be the first dictator under whose regime or under whose autocratic rule people became free. There's nothing new about it. You are going to contribute in one form or the other to make sure that Biafra comes. Because if you don't, you cannot come to Biafra land. You will come to the airport, we will press computer. If your name is not there, we will put you back on the same plane, you will go back. Or you will pay. You must go back. That sense, sense I name, my sense indeed, believe. That's I'm sensible. You will go back to where you're coming from. The only thing you do is that you will complain. You will still pay before you can come back.
Say it again.
It's as simple as there is no mercy. There's not because other people cannot suffer themselves. Use the money they could have used to send their kids to boarding school. Invest it to try and make sure that you're free as a people. Then you come back and just enjoy. Then you think that we are foolish. Before, I don't know if it's happening here, anywhere in the world, do you know all these tall buildings that people died building them? Are you aware of it? Do you know people die at building sites? Do you know that? Do you know that if you have 10 construction sites of over 50-story building, one person must die there? So people suffer and they sacrifice themselves, and you want to move into the house without paying rent. Does that work? No. It's not possible. So that's exactly what you're going to do. I have come here out of compassion, out of love, out of regard, out of is that not correct? We have come here. If you have questions, you're going to ask those questions and I will answer you. This is a very private interaction between people of the same blood and of the same lineage. Because all of us came from Aguleri. Everybody comes from Aguleri. Are you aware of that? Everybody descended from one family, all of us. So we have come here to tell you exactly what we intend to do. And that thing that we are going to do is to make sure that Biafra comes imminently in truth and in every honesty. And we are not going it alone. We are taking Ishekiri with us. Urobo is coming with us. Some of us don't even know this, who our relatives are. I will tell you today. Egala, Idoma, Ishekiri, Urobo is Isobo, of course, they call it Urobo. We agree. Isoko, Izon, Ibibio, Efik, Igede. These are all Biafran people, and we are taking all of them with us. And with your help here, all of you here gathered, Biafra is going to come in truth and honesty, that the name of Chukwu Kikabam be praised forever and ever. There one. Anybody with a question, you are free to ask, please. And if you want to do so, you have to contact the microphone to ask the question. Thank you very much.
Director, thank you very much for your speech. You have a question? All right, you are free.
Yeah, please try and come closer. I have to ask you to please forgive me because I have to sit down to answer.
All right, brothers and sisters, my name is Victory, and I'm from Edo State. I'm an architecture student here in Makao. And before I came here today, I've actually listened a lot. I've watched a lot of videos by Mr. Kanu. And I admire him for his courage and all he has been doing. But as he has been speaking so far, as a student that I am, I've been taking notes. And I have some very interesting questions to ask and some things to say and some corrections to make. All right. I'll begin from the very first thing he said when he stood up.
If you forgive me for 1 second, you're going to say that we want to go live to the whole world, please, because they're waiting so that they too can also participate. So just try and bear with me, please. We are arming the system. Stay where you are, please. We are arming the system.
This is Radio Biafra for those who are just joining us. We have commenced our town hall meeting here in Makao, and we welcome each and every one of you. As always, our lines will open up later on, and you'll be able to field your questions. People are here gathered, and one of them is now on his feet. I will ask him again to reintroduce himself, tell us his full name, where he comes from, and then put his question to us. I have just concluded my speech, and people are giving us, of course, questioning us as a result of that. Please, once again, please, your name and where you come from.
Thank you. I said my name is Victory. I'm from Edo State, and I'm an architecture student here. I want to ask some questions, and I have some few things to say. Now, Mr. Kanu started by saying that Africa today is poor because Biafra does not exist. Brothers and sisters, I was in Nigeria 2 weeks ago, and I wept. I wept when I entered Lagos because the situation of that country is catastrophic. But let's be honest with ourselves. Let's ask ourselves one question. Is it division or is it unity that will bring us together? In Africa today, there are countries that are suffering. Can you name one country that has survived out of division? South Sudan today, 5 years ago, they broke out. But the country is in serious struggle. He started by saying that Africa is poor because Biafra does not exist. But seriously, brothers and sisters, I do not believe in that. Now, Africa is poor because of supremacy, because of Western imperialism. That is what we should tackle. Brothers and sisters, let us see ourselves as brothers. I'm saying this right now because I am a Nigerian, and I feel what this man is doing here today is treason. Secondly, he said Asia became rich. Most of the countries here became rich because of Japan. I'll tell you one thing. China, you're in China, brother, right now. China has a population of 1.4 billion, and it didn't start by one day. You know, China actually was a country of different factions. They had warlords, and people had, different ethnicities. They were ruled before by people called the Manchus, all right? But today, the majority of Chinese are Hans, but they all live, they work in unity, and China is a prosperous country in the world today. Also, he spoke about slave trade, how people came and took our people out and used them as slaves. Now, the real problem you should have in mind, the real problem in the world today is the British. That is the problem. The white man is the black man's problem. Those are the people we should face. Africa has to unite, not just Nigeria, not Biafra. The entire Africa has to unite, and we need to know the problem. If we begin to create artificial borders today, borders that are not meant to be there, problem will continue. You speak about Biafra. I'm a Benin person, and I want to tell you, I don't know if you guys know about this, but have you heard about the Benin Empire? I will speak about the Benin Empire. If he knows probably about the Benin Empire. The Benin Empire actually, back in those days, was an empire that had a vast land area. But what happened? The British came and they broke it down. I will tell you one thing. In the Benin Empire, in 1897, the British came. When they came, what they wanted to do, they did the Benin Massacre. Now, I'll ask everybody one question here today. In Nigeria, which country or which empire or which group of people, what ethnicity fought against the British for the amalgamation of Nigeria? None, apart from the Benin Empire. Now, it was after the Benin Empire was conquered, that was when the Northern and the Southern Protectorate of Nigeria was amalgamated. So, brothers and sisters, what is the purpose of saying all this? It is because as human beings, we must think with our common sense. It is very important as black men sitting down here, we will not be brainwashed by anybody. I admire people trying to gain freedom, but what do we gain freedom for? We need to gain freedom from white supremacy. We need to gain freedom from imperialism. We need to love ourselves. We are above hatred. Now, Mr. Kanu, over time, has spoken about how he's getting help from countries like Israel and some other countries like that. Now, during the civil war in Nigeria, these are countries that helped us. But Israel as a country today remains one of the most racist countries against blacks. And we sit here and we listen to this man bringing and preaching words that will divide us. I'm ashamed. I'm really, really, really ashamed. He spoke about something else. He said, the Biafran radio today is more popular than BBC. That's a very huge lie. BBC has over 300 million users. That's bigger. That's larger than the population of the entire Nigeria. There is no way that I will accept that this radio is more than BBC. That is not the point of coming here. There are more important things for us to talk about. Now, the serious problem we are having in Nigeria is not our ethnic diversity. Hold on a minute, bro. It's not ethnic diversity. That is a blessing for us. It is unity that we need. We cannot continue to divide ourselves. We are one race. We need to see ourselves as one. There is no need. I'm fully aware. I'm not stupid. I'm a student. I'm fully aware of the atrocities that were committed during the World War. I know how many Biafrans died. But think about it, brothers. Do we want most of those people to die again in Nigeria? I'm not speaking out of fear. Okay? And I want to ask Mr. Kanu one question today. He keeps calling Nigeria a zoo. I want to say something. Nigeria is not a zoo. And if you are here today, you travel to Makao, I believe you use a passport to come to this place. And if you are holding a Nigerian passport and you call Nigeria a zoo, that makes you an animal. I'll say something else. He said, he's speaking totally about Hausa men. Don't you think this man is preaching hatred within us? We know Nigeria has a lot of problem, but separating this country, is that the solution? Let us ask ourselves that question. Let's be honest. Is breaking down Nigeria the solution to the problem right now? We know Biafra wants to be free, but free from what? Free from what? Africa is being misled today, being looted. Central African Republic is not settled. South Sudan is not settled. Somalia, look at Eritrea. People are looting us, and those are the white men. And we come here and we still talk about dividing ourselves. Is that possible? No, that's not possible. They took people from our land and took them to Americas. What we should be doing today is building ourselves and inviting those people back home and let them come back home. Now, the Igbo people today in Nigeria, you guys are very, very familiar with somebody called Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala. This is a woman who was the finance minister of Nigeria. And all through her time in that position, she I won't say she made positive impact in Nigeria. No, she didn't. He complained about Buhari I'm not a support of ethnic bias against anybody. He complained about Buhari not calling ministers and all that. We all know the problem. Because Nigeria is being ruled by a bunch of corrupt people. I don't care if it's Hausa man. A Benin man should be able to come out tomorrow and say that he wants to be the president of Nigeria. Just like Obama came out from Hawaii and became the president of the United States. We cannot continue like this. We need to be very, very honest with ourselves. I am bleeding within when I heard this man saying some things. This is not the right way, brothers and sisters. What we are doing today is totally bluntly and extremely wrong. What we should be doing is how to change Nigeria. What we should be doing is how to change Africa as a whole. How to come together and unite. Even Bob Marley himself spoke about how Africa should unite. These are people that we should aspire again to. Listen to Louis Farrakhan of the United States. He speaks about how Africa should unite. And we come here, still want to create artificial borders in Africa. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. He said that okay, the Igbo believe in fairness and in justice. But what I've heard this man say so far, he's been biased. What I've heard this man say so far, he has vested interest in him. All the interest he's talking about is based on the fact that he wants the Igbo people to rule Nigeria. I don't have any problem with that. Fine, I know you guys want your freedom. But bros, this is not... Just give me a moment. This is not the issue right now. I'm not saying Igbo people should not rule or they shouldn't have their sovereignty or whatever. But Nigeria is a country that has different ethnicities. And what if everybody begins to stand up? As a Benin person, what if I say we want independence? As a Yoruba man, if he comes out and decides to speak that, oh, I want independence, would Nigeria be settled? Let us think. I want to ask us this question. If Mr. Kanu can tell me about one country in the world that has been what they are today based on the fact that they broke up, that they are doing really well today, and I will be very, very delighted, especially in Africa. So, brothers and sisters, let us use our common sense. We must use our common sense. This man is brainwashing us, and if I dare him to bring out his passport right now, if he can't bring out his passport right now and show it to all of us, then we confirm his nationality. If he's Nigerian, then we see that passport. I'm ready to burn my passport for this man. And everybody here, if you are willing, burn your Nigerian passport and let's go to Nigeria. Excuse me. He should not be here. Excuse me, please. Mr. Francis, please. Mr. Francis, listen, I respect everyone here, okay? I have so much respect for you. I've traveled a lot in these countries here in Asia, and I know what we pass through as Nigerians. But believe me, believe me, segregation, either ethnic, racial, whatever it is, will not help us. We need to come together. If the Igbo people want people to look towards them, then Mr. Kanu should go to his state and model his state, develop your state, and let other people look forward to your state. And we can vote for you as the president of Nigeria. So you've made ill references. You've spoken about how.
Can I address some of the questions you're raising? Because
hold on. When I'm done,
I want to address you. I want to address what you're saying.
Bros, please go on. 1 minute for him to ask a question.
Listen to me. Okay, fine. You guys may be agitated about everything I've said.
No, I'm going to respond to you. Why am I
listen, but if as a human being, even if as a black man, we continue like this, we will never, ever, I swear with my life today, if as black men we fail to see the fact that we need to unite, irrespective of our ethnicity, we will not go anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I welcome it. The reason why I allowed him to speak is because I want to address. I think this is the very first time we're encountering this, and I want to start from the beginning. You said that imperialism is the problem. Is that correct? Is that what you said? Yes or no? And that the British is the problem. Did Britain practice imperialism in Africa or not? Are they part of the problem? They are the major cause of the problem. Who created Nigeria? Yes, the British. So if Britain, can you give, I want the world to hear him, please. Come, because the world, come, give him the microphone, please. No, not that one, so that people can hear his response on the radio, because the whole world is listening, please. Because sometimes in life is that the reason why I don't debate with people from the zoo is because they don't come. I want us to learn from each other.
Sir, please, I will have to warn you. We'll have problems if you keep calling us a zoo. I don't know what this man is talking about. You should address people as mature adults. Don't come here and start calling Nigeria a zoo. It makes no sense. It doesn't make you have the spirit of leadership. Is this how Mandela brought?
I have not been. I don't raise my voice.
Wait, hold up. Is this how Mandela? Is this how? No, I'm getting agitated. I don't like what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
He should stop calling Nigeria a zoo. I'm not saying this because of my own interest.
We are not here to argue.
You see, that is the problem. You see, people don't understand. Since he is not, since he doesn't want to. We are live on the air.
Are you doing this?
Listen to me.
Do you want to stay here or not?
Listen to me.
Do you want to stay here or not?
This meeting is for Indigenous People of Biafra.
Do you want to stay here or not?
For your brother. That is why you are. Listen to me. Listen. No. I'm not offending you,
bro. This is not.
No, I don't call you.
I think that it's about time that he leaves because he doesn't want to. That's the thing. They don't debate. They don't debate. They don't debate. They don't debate. That is the thing about that. The world is listening. He's a typical.
No, he should ask the right way. He should not call us.
My goodness me.
My brother.
This is treason, man. You should talk the right thing. Say the right thing, man. Bro, I have so much respect for you.
Listen to me. I don't want to send you out.
You can't send me out.
I will send you out.
You can't.
I will do it. I will send. No. I don't want.
Listen, what are we doing here?
If you don't stop,
people shouldn't worry. There's a Nigerian. That's the way they behave. They don't debate. They are like wild beasts and animals. They don't reason.
I respect your brother.
I want the world to hear them. That's the way they are. They never debate. I allowed him to speak, but for me to demolish the garbage he was saying, he won't let me. I'm just here watching them demonstrating.
I don't want him. If you want to say something again, you just say. I don't want him to continue. No. Please.
Go and sit down, my friend. Go and sit down. You don't debate. You don't know how to debate. Go and sit down. You don't debate. I'm going to answer. I have your questions here to answer. Go and sit down. Go and sit down. Sit down. Go and sit down before I address the world. Go and sit down. Go and sit down. Go and sit down. So I will address. I will demolish the garbage you came up with line by line. I went to school.
And I want to prove it to you that I am educated now. Line by line, the construction of the garbage you came up with. You said that Britain is the problem, British imperialism is the problem. Who created Nigeria? Britain created Nigeria. And if Britain is the problem, anything they created is also a problem. Simple common sense that demolishes the garbage you came up with. That's number one. You mentioned artificial borders. Who created artificial borders? Is it not the white man? Is it not the white man? You are telling me that having the zoo called Nigeria is a homogeneous society? Do we speak the same language? Do we eat the same food? Do we have the same religion? When was the zoo created? 1914. Is that very clear or not? In 1914. It is a zoological republic. It's a zoo. That's what it is. It's a zoo. Complete animal. See the way they behave like wild animals. A complete animal. You can see the way they behave. The world is listening to them. That is how they are. Baboons and monkeys. They are. I want to demolish his petty, childish argument. That is the way they are. They call Radio Biafra and they rant. It's a good thing I have them here today, so I can demolish their nonsensical argument. Can we please proceed? He has ranted as a baboon. Maybe Buhari can give him some change. Maybe pay his school fees. He's very hungry and he's very poor. The zoo is a zoo. It's as simple as that. I will continue. He said that the world is listening, please. We are addressing the junk that he came up with. I want to demolish it. He said that it was only Bini people that fought the British. Yes. Maybe he has not heard of Ekumeku and the Asaba massacre. That's why I say they don't go to school in the zoo. That's why I call them baboons and monkeys. They're not learned people. They don't read. Ekumeku. Go and ask for that name and they will tell you. We fought the British every inch of the way. That is why they hate us. He also said he may have dealt with artificial borders. It was actually the so-called Nigeria that is founded on artificial border. I wanted to educate him. I don't know why he's running. I want to let this child understand that you have Yoruba in Benin Republic. Is that true or false? Who divided the Yoruba of Benin Republic and the Yoruba of the zoo? Who divided them?
British and French.
He is talking about that. You know, I want people that when next time I want those that went to school. Not children who didn't read. It was actually your so-called Nigeria that introduced artificial boundaries in the first place. Yes. For your information, because you are not learned. He said that Radio Biafra is not more popular than the BBC. Is that true? No. Do we run tuning? Do we run it? Yes. Independent organization. No. We trended at #1 before we went to our own app. Bar none. People who did not go to school. He said that the zoo is not a zoo. It is worse than a zoo. Nigeria is worse than a zoological republic. It is far more worse. He said that we preach hate. Is that not what he said? He said I preach hate. Is that correct? Yes. Have you heard of what the Sadwana of Sokoto said about Igbo people? It's on YouTube. Yes. Do you think this student in Makao has actually seen it? No. Is that not hatred? Long time already. Who said that they hate us first? Awasa Fulani said they hate Igbo people. Ahmadu Bello came out and said it before I was born. I hate Igbo people. These are the so-called Nigerians. You know, there's something called hypocrisy and lack of intellect. That is the bane of a black man in Africa. And allow me to repeat what I said. Without Biafra, Africa is doomed. Without Biafra, And there is something called inference, because I'm learned. You draw inference. If you went to school in the zoo, I can't help you because I'm learned. The reason why Japan is key is because of this. The same thing happened in Europe. It is called competition, in case you don't know. You don't build an economy based on sentiment. You build it based on competition. Why don't all the casinos in Makao come together and be one happy big casino? Because you stifle human creativity and ingenuity if you remove competition. Oh my goodness me. Let me continue to demolish the frivolous and nonsensical argument. He mentioned Okonjo-Iweala did not do well. I wanted to ask him, can you name one Hausa Fulani or a Doman that did well in economy before in the zoo? The answer is zero. Absolute zilch. Because they don't understand the fundamentals of economics. Because you cannot run a viable modern economy in the absence of competition, for goodness sake. What Biafra provides will be a compelling platform to allow people to freely engage with one another based on mutual respect, not on some frivolous sentimentality. Let me tell you this garbage about black. We are all black. We are from Africa. Who told you we are one people? Who told you we are one people? I ask you. Do you have my DNA inside you? Do you eat my food that I eat? Do your mother tie two-piece wrapper the way my mother does? What makes us the same people? I trace my ancestry and my lineage to the Holy Land of Israel. Where is yours? I don't know where these people went to school. I don't know. That is why they go to for strike for 3 years. At the 4th year, they graduate. You don't go to the library to go and read. Who brought hate into Nigeria? Did Nnamdi Azikiwe, and is Nnamdi Azikiwe not an Igbo man? Who fought for Nigeria to be independent? Who is more Nigerian than Nnamdi Azikiwe? Did the Yoruba vote for him? Did Hausa Fulani vote for him? Who peddled more hatred than Hausa Fulani? You don't go to YouTube to go and see things for yourself. You come here and you talk rubbish. You don't know who I am. Igbos to rule Nigeria. What utter garbage. To rule people who drive cattle from place to place. You must be drunk. I want people who are civilized. People who understand what hard work means. Do Hausa work hard? Do you think that all these things you're seeing in China, everywhere in Southeast of Asia, it fell from heaven? Hard work. Hard work. You're telling me about people that separated and they became viable. I will give you one simple example for your information. The United States of America was a colony of the British. And for your information, everybody who is somebody in America claim their ancestry from Mary Rose. Mary Rose sailed from Southampton in England. English people. George Washington is English by ancestry. He said no to feudalism. He said no to monarchy because they understood that the fundamental basis of human advancement is based on the quality of one man to the other, not on having a king or a queen. Do you understand that? Differences of value system, that is what tells you who you are. Value system, not color or race. Value system. If you believe in the same fundamentals as I do, you and I can be in the same country, no problem. Not where one people believes in rankadede and other people are working very, very hard. After giving your summary or your summation, you failed to mention where the oil and gas comes from. You failed to mention how people are dying on the way to Europe. You failed to mention the slaughter of our people. You failed to mention the aggregation of every wealth that we have given to Yoruba. Before we came to liberate our people, let me remind you once again, we went to school to go and study. Very, very hard and very well. Nnamdi Azikiwe from Nkrumah to Western Patrice Lumumba. They came up with this nonsense, Africa Let's Unite garbage. They formed OAU. Is OAU working?
No.
Is OAU working?
No.
Their children are drowning on their way to Europe. Have they ever called a summit to discuss the plight of their children? I am a student of contemporary politics and economics. What determines a people who should be together is their value system, what they believe in. That is why you have communism. That is why you had capitalism in those days. Different sets of values. That was the problem between Cuba and America. Different sets of values. That was the problem also between the East and the West until the Iron Curtain fell. It is called value system. If you find commonality in a value system, you can coalesce and you can become one as a people. I welcome your critique. It is to let our people understand that we are prepared. I wrote everything you said down. I have torn it to pieces. What if you want you and I to be in a country together? You have to believe in what I believe in. I will give you a simple example. If you want to become a United States of America citizen, you pledge the oath. Is that not correct?
Yes, correct.
Do you take the oath in America or not? Before they give you their passport, you must swear allegiance, isn't it? Oath of allegiance in America. You will swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, which means you can be Alakoba, you can be Islam, you can be Muslim, it doesn't matter. But you must swear to this, to uphold that piece of document. Inside it, it says everybody has the right to free speech. Do you understand? Everybody is born equal before the law. Everybody can go to court to seek redress. They did not say Sharia court. They said court. Proper Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman court. Is that true or false? You need to believe in democracy if you want to become an American. Is that true or false? It is called value system. If you don't like it, you prefer life in Saudi Arabia where they read the Quran and cut off your hand or your leg if you want to, then you go there. The value system of Saudi Arabia is based on Sharia, the laws of the Quran. If you like it, you go and join them. Value system. The zoo has none. Why do we call it a zoo? Yesterday, a policeman shot dead a certain lady called Comfort. Do you know why Comfort was killed? The husband has keke napep with the children inside it. Do you know why she was killed? Do you know why she was killed? 50 naira. People are saying, why don't you make Nigeria work? It can work someday. I want to live in a country where the police people don't carry guns. You want to live in a country where they carry guns. You and I don't see eye to eye. Because before the white man came in my village, there was no police. Talk less of carrying a gun. Was there any stealing? Any criminality? Any war? No raping of women. This was before the white man came into our land. We had no police. But Hausa, I respect them. They had their own police. Yoruba, the Hausa used to be called Alakali. Do you remember that Alakali in primary school? Alakali. I don't begrudge you. I'm not against what you're doing as a person. I am telling you, before the British came, there was no Nigeria. Simple and short. Nigeria was what created artificial boundaries. If I may ask you, Mr. African, what is the meaning of the word Nigeria? Is it an African name? Is Nigeria an African name? It means nigger. Niger means nigger. In French, nigger is a Latin word. In French, it is called Niger. It means black. That's the meaning of it. Even yesterday, one of your musicians, Nigga Raw, changed his name to Mr. Raw. Why? Because in America, he went to Apple and said to Apple, I cannot sell my music. He's a Nigerian artist, a zoo artist, I should say. He said to them, why are you not selling my music? They said, you cannot answer this name here. He said, but this thing means nigger. Nigger means Niger. Niger Raw. That's what I answer. They said, no. Here is an offensive word. Remove it. He changed only yesterday to Mr. Raw. Change his name. Is the name Nigeria African? The answer is no. What is driving me mad is this. Who created Nigeria? Was Nigeria created by Africans? The answer is no. So what is, if the basis of your argument is that Britain, Europe, the white man is the problem, and you're trying to fight defending what the white man created, that means you're very foolish. You don't know your own argument then. You started very well and I supported you that imperialism is the problem, Britain is the problem. I agree. Then how come you are supporting something that Britain created not to serve your interest as a black person, but to serve their own imperialistic view of life? That is where your argument collapsed. I don't hate people. I don't dislike people. But anything that comes from that place is not worthy. There is this thinking and this saying, you know, our people, they put so much stock on passport. And I have said this thing before on Radio Biafra. And I will say it again. Which travel document do you think that George Washington was using when he fought the British in America? In case you don't know, the name George Washington is English. But he fought his own people saying, I don't want to live under a king. I believe that all men are born equal. That is George Washington's value system. It was at odds with that of King George in England. King George came to war. Americans fought and they beat the British. America became an independent country where men are born equal before God and before the laws of man. Different value system determines who you are. People from Edo call Radio Biafra to say, include Edo in, if you were listening before as you claim you do. I said no. Why did I say no? Because you have a respected monarchy that I respect myself. I like the institution of monarchy. The Oba of Benin, I respect very much. The institution, I do. If you bring them into Biafra, we are a republic. We will not have any Igwe, no Eze, no king. Everybody will be equal. Because we don't want to reduce or denigrate your institution, you can keep your Benin kingdom. All well and good, there is no problem. You want to go and get a Fulani man living in Sokoto to be in the same country with you. Okay, how about a Fulani brother who lives in Niger Republic? Do we leave them out? Now, who is bringing in artificial boundaries? You talk about bringing people together. How about Hausa that lives in Chad? How about Hausa in Ghana? Why don't we go for them as well? That is why before you come to debate us, you must get your facts straight. I love black people to get together and dance and make merry. It's a very good thing to have. But practically speaking, it can never ever happen. I'll give you a civilized example. And that's the last point I'll make on this. Look at European Union. You know the EU. Do you know them? Do you know the EU? You don't know European Union anymore? All of them are Christians, true or false? Not majority, all of them. Turkey wants to come in, they said no, because it's an Islamic country. Every country in the EU is Christian. They believe in democracy. They believe in free trade. They believe in free movement of goods and services, of labor and of people. Why, therefore, is Britain trying to leave the EU? If Britain is trying to leave the EU because they are afraid of German domination, because Germany has a better economy than them, I will dominate them. They have the same religion, the same Greco-Roman, Judeo-Christian value system. All of them, they all go to church, either Catholic, Methodist, or Presbyterian, or Anglican. They are all they believe in the cross, Christian. If they cannot be one in Europe that is advanced, how come in Africa half is Shongo, the other one is Juju, the other one is Islam, the other one is Assemblies of God Church, the other one is Apostolic? How can you get them together to reason like one? He was telling, oh my goodness me. I said I will stop, but let me continue. He was telling me about, let us build one country. If I buy a bottle of Gouda in Omoaya, I can drink it in Omoaya town. If I go to Kanu and drink that same bottle of Gouda, you know what they will do to me? They will cut off my head, not flog you. They will cut off your head. Now, what type of, no, listen carefully. What type of country is that? Where you can drink beer somewhere, but the other place you cannot drink beer. But the VAT they get from beer, they use it to go and develop Ugawasa. I'm sorry to say, I did not do my university education in the zoo. That's why we speak the way we do. We are learned. There is no argument they bring we cannot demolish. None. Because Nigeria itself is an artificial creation. If our ancestors came together with Hausa, Bini, Yoruba, everybody say, do you know what? Let us have a very big country where we can move cattle from place to place, where we can rob and loot and defraud people, then I wouldn't mind. But a white man came. Do you know the funniest thing? They took him from Hong Kong. You know that? Lugard. Lugard was in Hong Kong now. That's where they hired him from, to go and form the West Africa Frontier Force with Ghanaian soldiers, and they came and conquered and beheaded our people. Somebody is telling me I should be loyal to British imperialism. That's what you mean. If I accept the zoo called Nigeria, it means I need to accept British imperialism, and I wouldn't have that. It's impossible. And I'm sure it is very clear. And thank you very much. That's the way I debate. I allow you to speak. You allow me to speak. I don't jump or shout over people. There's no need for it. Because I know our argument is superior. There is nothing you say I won't demolish. Line by line. Line by line. There is nothing you will say I won't demolish. Everything. Because the unity of a people is based on shared value system. That is how we know who are Biafrans. All the women tie two-piece wrapper. Simple. Value system. Outside. As I tell them in Taiwan, you don't tie two-piece wrapper in a hurry, do you? And I mean, in here the negotiation. All one year about less or top. Please, before you come to debate on Radio Biafra, I'm waiting for Shoyinka. Is who I want to demolish him with facts and figures. OAU, Africa, let's unite. For how many years? You can't even unite to get drinking water and get ordinary drinking water. You cannot unite for it. Every year is good leader, bad leaders. If you get good leader, if you get where are the leaders coming from? From the same population, from the same people. Yet you cannot be developed. This is Radio Biafra. We must open our lines to maybe take a few more calls because the world is listening. I don't know if you know that. The whole world is, and I welcome it. All the same, I thank the person that came here to speak. I love it. At least you've been able to shine the light on some of the beliefs that we hold here. The world is fascinated with this very debate. I wish we can have it in far more civilized surroundings, I'm telling you, that the world may know. This is Radio Biafra. Our lines are opened up. We will be able to take your calls wherever you are, regardless of what you are doing. If you have something to say here, you are free to say it, please. Any questions, you're free to ask. We are here to preach this very gospel in truth and in every honesty. I tell you, the number to call once again, our Skype is Radio Biafra 4. The number to call is +85 363 246744. That is general line. +85 or 0085 or 00985 from the zoo, 363246744. We also have the coordinators line. If you want to speak to us, you are at liberty to do so, please. I welcome debates. I love it. As long as if you say you allow me to say. Please go ahead. Take this very microphone that the world may be able to hear you. Take it, please, and address humanity.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
My name is Chigozie Larry. I'm from Nnewi local government in Anambra State, Nigeria.
In where?
In Nigeria, in Biafra land. When I was born, my father did not give me the name Larry because he never gave any of his child English name.
Yes.
I was given Larry by myself. I asked my
Why?
father why nobody have English name. He said we don't belong to the English word. Do we have Igbo name we have 7 children in our home. Nobody have English name. Because this man don't believe in the English word. He don't believe in the British.
He's a good man.
He told
I
us
wish
that
I can meet him. He's a good man.
the man is late anyway. So he told us that the British came to our land and they changed our culture and they changed everything. My dad told me the problem we have in Nigeria and the problem in Biafra. Because the British came, they took what we have and they gave us what they came to bring for us. And later they came back and they stole everything we have and they left us with nothing. They gave us religion and they took our culture. Before there was no churches, there was no Sabbath, there was no Sodom, ceremony. I don't know these churches they brought for us. But I think this church now, they became problem to us. Because religion, when you're a Catholic, you want to marry someone from Anglican, they will tell you no way. You have to be a Catholic. Last week I was in Nigeria. I went to one church. They told me that I have to come to baptism. I told the pastor I was baptized before. He said no way. That this church, before I become a member of this church, they have to baptize me again. I see we are not the same people anymore. If somebody can go from church to another church and to pray to his God and they ask him to come for baptism, I see we are no more the same people. I asked this pastor, are we worshiping the same God? He said yes. I said, why must I come for another baptism? He asked me, how do they baptize in my church? I said, I was small anyway. I don't know how the baptism came about, but I have my baptism card, and I'm assured that I was baptized in the church. He told me about the John the Baptist and the Jesus Christ, that they took him to the ocean, and they threw him to the ocean, and he came out, and he was baptized. I don't understand it. I told him, so when I don't go to the ocean, that means I'm not baptized. He said, yes. I left the church. I never come back again. Because the thing I'm seeing in Nigeria and the Biafra thing is not the same. People from the outside, when they see the Igbo people, they don't believe that these people, they are one Nigeria. I was born and brought up in Kano State. We have place they call Sabungeri. It's a place they left for the Igbo people. They don't allow us to live with the outside people. The Sabungeri people suffer so much. They don't have water. They don't have nothing. They don't have electricity. They don't give us light. We buy water from them. They bring water to sell for us. And when you do something, they come to take you. We are not free there. So I believe it's better, and the earlier the best, people come out and speak for their freedom. Because in Igbo land and in Lagos State, we had what happened in Lagos State, the time of APC and the PDP. They asked the Igbo people, if you don't vote for the APC, you go back to where you came from. If we believe we are one country, why they tell us to go back to where you came from?
Simple.
That means you don't believe in one people. We are not the same people. The Oba of Lagos, they spoke in the television, they will throw the Igbo people to the lagoon. Everyone have heard about it. I called my people, I say, why you people in Lagos? Why are you in Lagos? If they can throw you to the lagoon because of your freedom of speech, I thought this country is democracy. You have the right to say, I want to vote for PDP, I want to vote for APC. When the people tell you must vote for APC, it's not no more democracy.
Of course it is not.
It's no more democracy.
Of course it is not.
So they say it must be APC, and now it's APC. So what are we there for? In Kano State, when the war started, when the Boko Haram started, when the Igbo man want to sell his mansion, the house he bought 20 million, they will tell him it's 400,000. If you don't want to sell, go back to where you came from.
Simple.
They know you don't belong here. The Hausa man never have mansion in Onitsha. Hausa man don't have mansion in Aba. Hausa man don't have mansion in where I came from. I never see an Hausa landlord. But our people develop their place, and now they ask us, if it's not good for you, go back to the fucking place you came from. So I don't believe we want Nigeria anyway.
It's impossible.
I don't believe we are the same people. I don't believe we worship the same God. I don't believe we have the same culture. I don't believe, because in Eastern region, the things we face, people in the North don't face it. Northern state, they have good roads. I was born and brought up in Northern state. They have good roads. Every 4 years, 3 years, they come to build their roads. But the road in my place is nothing to talk about. Nobody's using the road. And when you have money, you want to make your road, the government will sue you to court. I never see the place where people have money, but they cannot repair the places where they came from. If you want to build a road, the government will sue you to court. You don't have right. They tell you this is federal road and this is state road. You don't have right to repair the road. And when the president want to come, he come with a copter. He don't use the road.
Very sad.
When the government want to come, the governor want to come. He use this helicopter and fly on the air. He don't use the road. So the road is made for us, and we don't have right to repair it. My people, I tell you, it's earlier the best who believe in the truth. Thank you, my people.
Thank you and well spoken. Thank you very, very much. I have a caller on Skype. Can you hear me?
Yes, Director, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Uche Chukwuokwa. I'm calling from Belarus.
From Belarus. Thank you. Are you listening to this very program live?
Yes, I'm listening to live.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Clear.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. My contribution is that idiot that doing live debating with you, that boy is a coward. You allow him to speak, and he speak whatever he want to say. Then now you want to clear him his argument. You want to put him in order so that he can learn.
Uche, can you hear me? The network here is not very good. Can you hear me? No. They cannot hear me. I want you to please endeavor to call us back. Our IMO is also open as well. So also is our phone line. Perhaps you can call us back there. This is a live program on Radio Biafra. The time now is 8 minutes to, I think it's to 9, isn't it? 8 to 9 p.m. Is that not correct? This is 8 to 9 p.m. here. And that is also 8 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon in Biafra land. That tells you it is a live program and you are welcome to come and join us. Uche, can you hear me? No, we've lost him completely and totally. Completely and totally. The line has failed. I don't know if we have anybody else that has something to say. Please, you come forward and say it. No. Because if I allow you, you won't let me. When you finish, you won't let me. No, not at all. No, not at all. No, not at all. Please, come. Not you, the other person first. After him. Excuse me? After him. He's been raising his hand. After him. No, the one with the blue. Yes, you, come. After you, then he can speak. No, after him. After him, you speak. No, he raised his hand first. That's why. Okay, go ahead.
First and foremost, my name is Noel, and I'm from Edo State.
Noel, what is your surname?
Igbinobaro.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I believe that this kind of forum is a place where we can.
Take the microphone closer to your mouth so the word can hear you.
I believe this kind of forum is a place where we can share ideas. And
your microphone is too far from you.
Have constructive argument, because in a debate there's always a room for argument, right? And I don't mean to insult anybody, and I don't expect your callers to insult anybody as well, because we are all civilized. I'm a Nigerian, and I've lived in that country called Nigeria. Nobody tells good about Nigeria, but I would like to ask a question. You guys have been agitating for secession. You want to leave Nigeria, become, Biafra. Nobody, is against that. But why not? I want to ask a question first. You sitting here, why don't you buy a ticket and go to the east and lead a popular protest? It's an idea, right? I'm asking you, why
Let,
you?
let me answer your question. I will answer. Hold
Let
on.
me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
I'm
asking a question.
If you ask, I will answer. That's the thing about
Yeah.
you. You don't
Yeah.
want people to. Yeah. You debate. You ask a question. You want me to answer.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Has anyone seen the video of the 30th of May in Aba? Here. Have you seen it? Yes. Did you see me in it? He has not seen it. I'm asking, have you seen it? Where was that done? How many people came out? Can you count them? Uncountable. 2.5 million people on the road, uncountable. I led from there. I am not a spirit. I can't be in two places at the same time. I cannot be in Makao to see my people and also in Biafran at the same time. I'm not a spirit. I'm a human being. Go ahead.
All right, you answered my question. And secondly, I have watched and listened to most of your, video uploads on YouTube. The fact, that really pissed me off is the fact that you use derogatory terms against a country called Nigeria. You call it a zoo, and that annoys me. If you bring up argument, oh, you guys want to see it from Nigeria, but stop calling Nigeria a zoo, because I don't know the kind of passport or what country passport you're using, and I guess you're not using Nigerian passport. But the whole of us right here sitting down, most of us, or if not all of us, we use Nigerian passport. So why do we have to come here and sit down and listen to what you're saying? Because what I'm trying to say is that all the point you've made does not really ring bell. Because first and foremost, where I came from, the Benin Empire was as powerful, even more than the Biafra. We never heard of the Biafra before, whatever you call it. We never heard of that Biafra. So, what I'm saying is,
so hold on. If you don't, hold on, I'm coming. 1 second. If you don't know how to pronounce my country name, then I also hold on. Like, these people. When you speak, I don't interrupt you. When I speak, don't interrupt me. Hi. My goodness me. If you don't know how to pronounce my country properly, then I also reserve the right to pronounce your country however I wish to do so. I am not begrudging you. You can hold whatever grudge you like. But I want to make one thing abundantly clear to you before you proceed.
I want to say that the next time you call Nigeria zoo, in this place, let's see what's going to happen.
It's a zoo. We are welcoming back our listeners. As always, as you would expect, once baboons and monkeys are in the room, you would know. You will know. And it is not an exception to the rule. That is the way they are. We are live and direct. I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? The caller on the phone. Can you hear me? No, we have lost them. We have lost them. We have lost them. We have lost them. The caller on Uche, are you back with us on Skype?
Yes, Director, yes.
The baboons and the monkeys, they have left as always, and the world will know. Oh, man, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, Director, you see, this idiot, somebody send him, that is a group of people, send him to come where IPOB family meeting. He did not come alone. He did not think as a human being came. Some people send him. That's number one. And number two, all those people in Biafran land refuse to become a Biafran, to put hand to make Biafra stand. That is, this time have come. We are going to do revelation. We are going to do revelation because them are telling all this Zoom Buhari with his people, how they are teaching them how to come and embarrass our people in Biafran land. A rat outside, a rat in the inside house telling the rat outside there is fish in the kitchen.
Of course.
Okay, look at today. These stupid people, they came and start making problem, which means some people send them. Remember, yesterday, day before yesterday, there's one boy called, said, he pleads to you, said, please, sir, there is people, they are targeting you. This is the sign of it. This is the sign of it. And they cannot do anything. They can't do more than a dead rat. They cannot do anything.
These are idiots. They are looking for contract from Buhari, maybe. Buhari will give them
there are some
money.
our people, our young youth in Biafran land, they say that you should give command and you tell them to wait. You should not fight and lose. And somebody called, day before yesterday too, said that you are David, you are a David. David haven't fight any war and lose. What I understand now is that if you command fastly like that to go to this war, we are going to lose because of all those supporters. That's why he said no. Now, the devil, we have already won devil by the spirit. Now, devil now is coming out physical, and we are seeing them. And we are going to defeat them physical. That's when the Biafra will come. Now, every Biafran man, what anything he like, let him be. If he doesn't support if he doesn't support for this Biafran, he's a supporter. Either he leave Biafran land, or we do revolution before the war. That's why Ochuku, that's why we lost the first war. Because the people who didn't support here, for example, now, all those people calling themselves king, Agnes Ndibo. And now, when Biafra came, we don't have any king anymore. Every head is equal. That's why they are fighting against this Biafra. They know, all of them, they know themselves. And we are ready for them. We are ready for them. Biafra have already come to stay, whether they like it or not. There's nothing devil can do, whether he like it or not. Biafra have already come to stay. Now, what we are going to think, now we are going to think how to do the revelation. Either he leave the Biafran land or we kill him. Then let us know how many we are in Biafran land, whether they like it or not.
That is true.
Look at, you bring out your time, you spend all your money, you spend all your life traveling all over the world. Look at, in Taiwan, there is earthquake. What if something happened? Biafran, we lost. We lost very, very big somebody like you. We lost. But by the grace of God, that's nothing happened. Okay, look at today. Again, a coward is not qualified to be a human being. Talk to come close to you to speak together with you. Look at what he's saying. Look at his character. Look at his behavior. He's mad to come and disturb Biafran people, family people. He comes nowhere.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So, Director, please, next time our people want to invite somebody, let them invite somebody who can reason like a human being, who can do what is called live debating. If he defeats you, you accept him. If you defeat him, he will accept.
Exactly.
Not somebody who came, you defeat him. They are not here for live debating. They are here to confusion.
They are hungry.
They
want to take money from Buhari. They are hungry people.
It's true.
Hungry people. Hungry people.
Which kind of embarrassment? They can look at, okay, now, you say that Nigerian is a Zoom, and they behave like a Zoom.
Did Buhari not say he will soak the blood of monkeys in blood?
Yes.
Did Buhari not say that? I will soak the body of baboons in blood. Is that not what Buhari said?
That's what he said. Even for the campaign, he wear uniform, the right monkeys and bamboos.
Thank you very much.
But why can't this boy try to understand himself and reason very well? Because this guy, somebody sent him. Okay, now he said that he don't know how he can pronounce Biafra. Then he forgot in the first war, Nigeria fight who? Is it not Biafra? He said he haven't heard it before, which means he's an idiot. He cannot tell himself the truth. When somebody cannot believe himself, cannot tell himself the truth, then how can he come out and debate with a human being? So, Director, what you are doing is very good, but tell our people to know the kind of people they will invite for debating. Now, these boys, Mozambique is among of the Boko Haram. They can plant bomb. They can bring bomb inside there. They can put bomb inside his shoe. Because all these idiot Nigerians, both Ohanes and Igbo, how can them take you by the side? That's what they want. This is example. But it's not planning to well because of what? Our God is our God. Whatever they try to plan against his children, they will destroy it.
These are cowards, born of harlots somewhere. These are cowards. They are from the zoo, and the zoo must fall eventually. My dear brother, stay where you are. I have some caller on the phone. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
I can hear you, my teacher.
Thank you very much.
Afternoon, sir.
Good evening to you from here.
Teacher, my dear teacher. Now, I want to tell you something, my teacher. What I am hearing this afternoon from that side, the people of Zoo, they are confused. The people who have been wandering in that place you are now, they are being disturbed by the white men there because of the news you are thinking about the zoo. And the people, I think, Hausa people have sent people to come there in order to disturb you. I want to tell you something, my teacher. What these people have in mind to come there? Tukukikadama did not allow them to exercise what they come for. These people want to cause fight in there. These people, their aim, their target is to fight. Then, when they don't fight, then Allah will blow. And they say, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Then they will say, it's Nnamdi Kanu, Biafran man. Then that will be another word, news that BBC will carry. That will be another news that the zoo will carry. But Tukukikadama did not allow them to exercise what the instruction that their master give them to come there. Please, I am not qualified to give you advice how to carry the radio Biafra there. But if I am permitted, I am telling you, anybody who is not member of IPOB, let them not enter there. Any person who is not a member of IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, let them not cross there. Let them not come there. Let them not smell there. Let them not even contribute. Let them listen. Because they are not qualified to contribute. What are they contributing for? What are they talking? They have no right to contribute because they have never entered into the ring of what we are doing. Then they want to ask questions so that they will be clarified to enter. That is another case. But coming here to contribute the word and Biafra, this and that useless man say don't know how to pronounce Biafra. He don't know how to pronounce Biafra. The other one say don't call Sue. I say no. Let me tell you, my teacher. These people, they have been sent by somebody. But what I'm trying to say now, let the people who are working with you, even those who are traveling, anybody who is not in the member, let them not enter their place. I'm telling you. And that one, I know that time is about to end because if you do a python or a snake, if that snake dies silently, you know that snake has sickness. But if you cut a snake, the snake must turn himself. He must turn himself and begin to stagger everywhere until he dies. The zoo is staggering and the zoo will fall. So what I'm trying to say, my teacher, forget about all those noise makers. Forget about those who come from Europe. Forget about those who come and ask, we don't know how to mention Biafra. But what I am after now is this. I want to inform my people who are here with you. I want them to know that we are moving forward. In as small they are strongly following you. In as small they are welcoming you. And in as small they are working with you. Biafra is about to come. And Biafra must come. And nothing can stop Biafra to come. No idiot. No stupid person. Even the house of money. Even the Yoruba woman. I tell you, say, these people don't have their hair on their mouth. That's why they're women. They're women. They are not men. And for that reason, we must come. We must stand. We must, I say, higher. They will go in low. And therefore we're going higher. So my teacher, please, don't allow any other member that's not IPOB member to enter where you are doing something like this. You travel there, if they want to enter from that side, then enter before you come. So that these people, they have something in mind, though, but they will not work. And I'm telling the person who is sending them, any day, if you being alive, you have enlightened us here. You have told us the truth, and we have touched the truth. We have known the truth. The world don't know that you are the one that holding Biafra here. You are the one that holding us not to move. Everybody is troubling here because you have opened our eyes. We understand that we are in a hellness. You have opened our eyes. So if you think that they will touch you, that will be the worst. If you think that they will send somebody to embarrass you, in order so that they will arrest you in abroad, say you are making problem. You are making problem because of the send somebody to come across problem. They are playing with their life. Because any day we hear in Biafra, any day we hear in Biafra, has any news of anything, tokens of arresting, or tokens of anything at all that is stupid, this will be on fire. Because I tell them that even the Boko Haram, they are not up to 1 million. But here in Anambra State, we are up to 4 million. In Anambra State, we are up to 4 million. In any place, we are, if we march at a time, the European, the European can never stop us. No person can stop us. The zoo will turn to fire. The zoo will turn upside down. The zoo will turn from head to toe. And nothing can stop us. So if they think that, they have run around, try on radio, they not get you on radio. They want to tell us, they not get on radio. They want to buy the satellite. They do not succeed. Now, they are sending people here so that they cause fight. They say you are fighting. They say, look at that already, it's fighting, that's a good point. But they can never try it. Because if they try, that will be the worst condition of the zoo. That will be the worst condition of the zoo. And without Buhari, if you Buhari is what they're sending, or power, if anybody, any star will hear any nonsense and stupid things, something will happen. So do not think that if you handle Kanu, we keep silent. We cannot keep silent. Remember how you killed the leader of the Boko Haram. What happened now in Nigeria, in the zoo? If something happened to that young man there, this zoo will come to be at one fuel. Fuel will come up from heaven, and everyone will scatter. So let them be careful, because you have to warn them, telling them that remember you killed the Boko Haram leader. Remember you killed Boko Haram leader. Boko Haram leader was going around doing on their own thing, doing their own thing, and you people went there and killed them. Now you are running up and down to the world, seeking for help to the world. Don't you know that if you tamper Kanu, don't you know that if you touch that young man, don't you know that if you tamper that young man, what do we see is death knocking on your door people's doors, because that will be the hell on the zoo. So my brother, what I'm trying to say, keep it on, because judgment must come. Keep it on. Nothing can stop us to move on. Keep it on. Keep whatever is with you. Nothing can stop us, my brother. We away with you. We are with you. Let them tamper and see. Because we are standing by your side. May God give you strength. You are blessed. You are blessed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Yes, please go ahead. You want something? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello, my fellow Biafrans. I welcome you all. My name is Chinedu Uchechukwu Kebu. I'm from Imo State, Nkwe local government, Biafra land. About what this guy just did here today, actually, we are prepared already for this day to come. We even prepare for the worst one to come. So we are not afraid of anything. No matter how it comes, we're going to conquer. We conquer everything. One thing that makes me to regard this guy as he's from the zoo, because I meet him in the toilet. I was talking to him. What he just said to me that he's a cultist. Can you just say he's a cultist? He's a cultist. Have I shoot a gun before? Blah, blah, blah. He have killed somebody before. You know? So I was just like, well, that's the same people. Yeah. In my country, they say, Ewe ponya etionya. That's the same people. The same people. Ewe ponya etionya. In my country, we say the same people. You take away this person, you put the other one. So when he just said that he's a cultist, he's an aye or whatever, you know, I was just like, man, what the fuck? I thought I'm even listening to somebody, you know. So, but I don't want to say China or something, you know. Let's just leave it. We open our hearts already to love everyone. So we are not here to make trouble. We are just speaking the truth. Definitely, in my country, in my father's land, they say ezioku na fofonante. On our fofonante. Oyibo, as in the English ones, they say the truth hurts, which is true. It hurts so much, and I know it's hurting every evil politicians we have in that dirty zoo called Nigeria. Okay, I want to tell you people something. You know, sometimes people see me. People don't know my history actually. You know, my father, he went to a war. And my mother, she loved me so much. She told me some kind of history. I want to tell, I've been traveling since 2008. But I've now using Nigerian passports. Because I'm not a Nigerian. I went to naturalize in Ivory Coast.
Are you serious? You want Ivory Coast to naturalize?
Yes, I naturalized in Ivory Coast. So I can use Nigerian passport in my life. Instead, I will use Nigerian passport. Let the heaven take away my life. I'm not going to try it because that place is not my country. I'm in a Biafran, 100%. There's nothing is taking me back from that. Wow. And that day we are marching, I'll be home. There's nothing that can stop me.
Very good.
Yeah, one guy wrote me on the Facebook. He told me blah, 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 this and that. The way we do things, they have a property in Lagos. This and I told him, you're a fool. Me too, I have a property in Lagos. I did. I have a property in Lagos as well. Yeah, I have a property in Lagos. So don't tell me that you have a property in Lagos. So now when they tell you to go back home, you're going to lose those things. I tell him, yeah, me too, I have a property. You're not the only one that have a property in Lagos. Me too, I have a property in Lagos. Not only you. I want to tell my history to my unborn child. Yes. So if you don't like who I am, you should fuck off, go to hell. You have been marginalizing me for years.
Please, language, because children are listening.
Yes.
You know, it's a swear word where we come from.
You know?
Use the F word. Go
so
ahead.
that's it.
Thank you.
So there's nothing that can stop this movement.
Nothing at all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I welcome you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We are live and direct. The whole world is listening. I have somebody on the line who will speak, coordinator in a bit. I want to take the caller on Skype. Can you hear me? The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Hello, Director.
You know, you are too far away from your system. I say that all the time. People put it on hands-free and they speak. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening, Biafrans. My name remains Francis Ezokeke, the coordinator of Indigenous People of Biafra here in Makao. People should understand this. Before we start this journey, we were prepared. This guy called me on phone because he saw what I posted in Facebook about Radio Biafra storms Makao, and he said he's coming. And he called me on phone and said he's coming. I was a director. I said, this guy, one of Bini guys said he's coming. And the director approved that I should let him come. I say, even last time that we did 30th of May, some Yoruba guys called me, said they want to attend. Say, why I didn't inform them? I said, I didn't inform you because you are not a Biafran. You should bear your name. Your name is Odudua. And this guy, we approve he's coming. I know this guy came here maybe 2 years ago. I senior him in Makao and by age. And let me tell you, if anybody think that we are afraid, I am not afraid of anything. If you are afraid of death, please walk out of this room because death may come here. I am here with my kids and my wife. Maybe they just left. Okay, they're still here. I am not afraid of anybody. And no matter who you are, the director is here with me. Nothing will happen to the director. Nothing. If this guy feels that he's a man, I just told him, man,
please,
you disappointed me.
Listen. Our coordinator is here, our national, Makao. That is a child. Not only a child, he is a monkey from a zoo. We don't discuss baboons from a zoo. We are here to discuss Biafra. Please stick to it. People are calling us from all over the world. Let's discuss Biafra, please.
Right.
Please, go ahead.
I just want to finish what happened.
No, don't discuss what happened.
All right.
Go and address our people. That is fine. And you need to calm down. There is no problem. These things are bound to happen. They happen in life.
We are prepared. Whatever.
It's bound to happen.
Yes.
We wanted to let the world know because if you hadn't said anything, that people would be saying, oh, we don't allow others to say something.
Yes.
So it's a very good thing we allow them to say something. Please go on and round up. Let me go and take some calls. Go ahead.
All right. Biafrans, I just want to encourage every one of us to be strong. Never you be afraid of what to come.
Never.
Because many things will occur. We are fighting. You know, freedom is not cheap. It's not cheap. So come out, everybody. If you call yourself a Biafran, this is time you should come out and support what you are doing, no matter what. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And you're doing a very good job. And long may it continue. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Thank you very much. Please, your name and where you are. No, these are children. These are children. Yes, go ahead. Give us your name. The world is listening. We are live on air. The world is listening. Give us your name and where you're calling from, please. Thank you very much. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the most dirtiest place in the zoo.
Please go ahead.
There is something I want to tell you. You see, Benin people. Everything in Benin, women, men, everything in Benin, they are always like this. When we are in people live here, they'll try and they will conquer them. We bash them. So this is always their character. You know how they normally born them. My mother is from Kafantan, my father is from Japan. So they don't have they are not growing like it. They don't have home training. So this kind of people don't supposed to come in our midst. Deal with this is within number one. Anytime you are in a meeting, you are in time hall meeting with people, then do not allow any Benin boy to interfere. Look at when you are in Japan. You see the person who said that he was a former president, was a former president of Nigeria in Japan, and he was an Benin man. His hair is coming, with his mature, with his hair. Look at how he talk. Look at these kids. Those kids, they are always walk with us and the knife, thinking that they will fight. Let me tell you something. I want to give a state general. 1 man, 1 million a state man. 1 man, 1 million a state. What the other man is 1 million a state man. That is what I'm giving them. I am in the zoo. If you think that he's strong, I give my number. Let him send, even do that, what they call it, you call it brother fire, but I call him church right. Let them play the church right. Let him call me. I will challenge them here. I won't give a damn minister. Fuck those kids. That is the beginning level life. So, anywhere you are going in that dirty place you are, then to cut off the people not to step into that plan. The animals like this. Pray. I miss you so much. I saw in the dream yesterday night, and I have been calling for more than how many months. Today I speak with you. It shows that my dream is taking me to the kingdom. I have been in the desert, I have been in Mediterranean, I have been in everywhere. What remaining now is the kingdom of God, and that is what I'm looking for. That is what makes me to become a pure Biafran. We have won the first war. We are going for second world war, because first war we win now is this media. That is how people know how white and small we are. As far as we have won this, the second war is already conquered.
Thank you very much.
We manipulate Biafran and manipulate you, because when you speak, the Biafra is already existing. What is going to happen to you? What is going
to happen? Oh, what can they? He say, thank you very much. As I said to them, I want to debate those that went to school, not children that went to do cultism. I want to debate with those of them who are educated and not children. I don't like it. I want those who are matured enough who can debate. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct. We are taking your calls and we are inviting the whole world, of course, to tune in. Now is not our normal time, but we are broadcasting. We are live in Makao. We have been debating with baboons and monkeys, and it is showing all year round that they cannot sustain any debate. They don't understand what it means to win this very war. Buhari is crying. Buhari Nebakwa, the pedophile and child rapist, is crying. We have demolished them. They said they will jam us. They said they are going to do this and that, and nothing came of it. I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Not at all. Can I please go ahead?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, actually, I'm Michael Amadu Uweme. I'm from Abia State, Nigeria, which is, Biafra land. Of course, man. I'm from Biafra land. I'm Michael Amadu Uweme.
Thank you.
From Umokbara, Umabale, Abia State.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So not Ibeku though, not Umokbara Ibeku. Yeah?
Umokbara Abia State. Director, I'm so happy at least to see you.
I'm glad to see you.
Yeah, I know you are my brother.
Of course.
Yeah. Actually, this guy that was making mouth, was saying a lot of things regarding to Nigeria, zoo or no zoo. He don't even know how to pronounce Biafra.
He doesn't.
Oh my God. And even the worst thing in Abia State, here, we have Obuku bunker.
Yes.
I could remember that. We have that. And people don't know. You don't even know about Biafra.
No.
He was saying that he came from Benin. I studied in Benin for 6 years. I read engineering, University of Benin. before I left Benin to Makao. I could remember how they treat us Igbos. Lagos, the same thing. Once they see you as an Igbo man, they increase the salary they increase the house rent.
Do they?
Yeah, of course. In Benin, the same thing. They don't, but they used to call us Ojokuta Mamoni. It means you are eating stone. You are Igbo man. They just know us as Ojokuta Mamoni means you are eating big stone.
Without drinking water, is that?
Yeah, without drinking water. They condemn us. They condemn Biafrans.
They are the ones with the hatred. They are the ones who don't like us.
Benin is same thing in Benin.
Who don't like us. So I don't know what their problem is.
Look at Ojukwu Bonka in my hometown, Umuahia. Somebody from Nigeria don't know. They say it's not from Zoo. He's from Nigeria, but he don't know Ojukwu Bonka, which is in my father's land. He don't know. He don't know how people suffered during the war. My elder sister died because of this Biafra war. I could remember that.
Very terrible.
So it was really annoying. Terrible. But I'm so happy to see you, Director.
I'm glad to see you.
Just keep on the good work.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you from Omopara for that matter. The same flesh and the same blood.
Thank you, Director, for coming to Makao.
Thank you.
Ahamobu Nonso Nwachukwu, onye Ezinihite Mbise.
Wow, very good. Very good.
I've been following your program and with Francis in telling us about IPOB in Makao.
Yes.
Even though so many times we don't agree on so many issues. And okay. So anyway, a couple of questions.
Go ahead and ask
you so that you can elaborate more.
Of course I will. Go ahead.
IPOB and MASOB non-aba. Can they work together or with some different programs? Or is there any kind of...
There are those who are decent and honorable within MASOB, and in the next few weeks you will hear an announcement that will shock most of you. But one thing is irreducible. We don't work with those who are compromised. We don't work with Owazurike. There are people within MASOB, some of them who are sensible, who went in there to go and make sure that Biafra is gotten, but not under Owazurike anyway, I must tell you. And in the coming weeks, we hope that something will happen. You know, so we don't, anybody, if you're fighting to restore Biafra, we have, of course, anybody can fight to restore Biafra, but it's only when you use Biafra to go and want to take money from the zoo government that we have issues with you. It's when you take Biafra to go and shake hands with Buhari, when you take Biafra to go and serve Aboga Wosa or Korocha, that then we have problems with you. There are people in MASOB that can be rescued. We'll rescue them. Those who cannot be rescued, they perish with Ifajon of our time. Was Rika. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you explain to us, now you're talking about Biafra, can we know the regions that are involved in this Biafra?
Very definitely not Edo to start with, until they decide amongst themselves what they're going to do with their Oba of Benin. They are an ancient monarchy and they should be a principality on their own. Biafra land starts from Ebanke in Edo State all the way to Cameroon Mountains. From the north, it starts from the plains of Idoma land. If you veer west a bit, it incorporates also Igala. If you begin to sweep your way down, it goes through the present-day Igbo land, which is in Delta, all the way to Isoko, to Robo, to Ishekiri. You veer down south a bit further, you enter into Bayelsa of the Izon lands. It also includes the Bibio, it includes the Jaw, includes the Gede people. That is the full, complete Biafra. And we are taking everybody with us.
So all these regions you mentioned now, are they in support, or have you kind of get the support of all these regions now?
They are more Biafran than I am. They are waiting, they cannot wait. They are just waiting for that very trumpet to sound, and then you will see what they will do. They are ready. They are very, very ready.
I'm not talking about chaff. I'm talking about people in very powerful positions. They are very, very ready. And I'm in touch with them.
Do you think if Biafra is achieved, that they will be comfortable with Igbos being together under one umbrella, knowing fully well that we have this quality of domineering?
If we are domineering, why are they not speaking Igbo language? Awasa is domineering. Fulani is domineering. That is why Fulani conquered Awasa people, and every Awasa emir is a Fulani man. Awasa people in turn conquered Nupe, conquered Kanuri, conquered Gwari people, conquered the Igbira people, conquered all the way to Yoruba, to Ilorin in Kwara State. They conquered the whole of Kwara. That is why they have the emir of Ilorin instead of Oba, given not even minding that Yoruba has come from Ilorin. That's where the Yoruba, what they call Yoruba Porakpo, the real metropolitan Yoruba is from Ilorin. It was taken over from them. I want to answer this question this way so the world will understand this very, very well. Listen very, very carefully, please. We are the largest group of people that speak Igbo, all the way from Ebanke, Agbo. Did we go to war with anybody? I'm asking you a question. Did we go to war to conquer anybody? No. We never went to war to conquer anybody. So how can we dominate people who are our own flesh and blood? Everybody comes from Aguleri. How can we talk about any separate entity when Ibibio means Ibonta? That's the meaning of the word Ibibio. How can you dominate your own flesh and blood? It's not possible. We have not done it before. How can we do it now? Because if we were domineering, we would have gone into Ibibio to say, although we are brothers, your language is a bit different, you must speak Igbo. We don't do things like that. We are civilized people.
Thank you, Director. You mentioned indivisibility during your speech, that we need to come together as one. Looking at our characteristics, especially people from the South, and taking example from the past regimes, for example, during the time we were zoned the Senate presidency, you saw that from the South we got like 4 Senate presidency in few years. But now it was zoned to the North. We had David Mark all through almost 8 years. And if Goodluck had won the re-election, David Mark will continue. Don't you see that the North seems to be more coordinated and I can say respectful than the South? The South may be very difficult to control. If, for example, we achieve Biafra, going by this example.
Because I understand the point you're trying to make. But we are the easiest people to control. Do you know why? We never had any police force, did we? Before the white man came. Was there any police? No. Did we have any police force before? When your mother or your grandmother used to go to farm, you know, okay, the boundary. Is there any police standing there and saying, when you farm and reach here, you must stop? No. But if you farm and you get to that place, you immediately. So that tells you. There was something that Professor Donatus Ibenwaga wrote many, many years ago that I read. He presented a Yajoko lecture. I keep making reference to that very lecture given by Professor Donatus Ibenwaga, one of the foremost thinkers of our time. Very learned. Very, very learned. Do you know what he said? If you put an Igbo man within Igbo land, you get the finest person you can ever. He was the man that told me that the zoo, Nigeria, is bad for us. But if you remove an Igbo man and put him in a setting that is alien to his way of life, you will not recognize him anymore. You think this is a wild beast. There are certain pointers. This is like a moral compass that guides who we are as a people, which is Ofo and Dogu. Once you remove us from that setting, put us near Kavanchan. They were living in Abuja. What do you expect? They will behave like baboons and monkeys. But if you bring them back to who they are, which is why Biafra will be a spectacular success, then you will see how hardworking and loving these people are. IPOB is a very fine example. Very fine example all over the world. You need to come to Aba and see the number of people that came out on the 30th of May. Everywhere. I have traveled to USA, I've been to Japan, I have also been to Taiwan, and now I'm here. Before that, I have been to many countries around the world. Do I know you people before? Are you not paying my hotel bill here? Are you not feeding me in Makao? Are you not going to transport me out of this place? Now, listen very carefully. If we don't love it, let me tell you one thing you don't know. What you are doing for Biafra by hosting me here in Makao, Yoruba can never do it. Do you know that? The only time they can ever come is when the general overseer is coming. They are coming to receive their blessing, their miracle. Maybe when he prays for you, you somehow, from paying you $10 per hour, your Oga will not pay you $100 per hour, which is a lie. What we are doing with IPOB, ours can't even do it. It shows love, togetherness, and unity. Who is funding Radio Biafra and Biafra Television? The media empire of Biafra, who is funding it? All over the world. I don't know who they are. If we don't love each other and care about each other, how can we do it? How can we do it, for goodness sake? My goodness me. My goodness me. Unless you come close, you can never know. Abiyama. Come close and you will know. We love each other. What brought you here was love. For your country, for your people. Please go ahead.
Okay, Onyisi. Can continue. Do you think that actually this dream might lead to another civil war in Nigeria?
It was not civil before, because you fight a civil war with somebody who's related to you. You are the same people. We are not the same people. So it was not. Listen, I will keep saying this until black people understand what I'm saying. Nigeria is an artificial creation. It's not original. So I refuse to be referenced with something created by the British. I am older than the zoo called Nigeria. We are ancient people. So how come people are referencing us? It's going to be a civil war. Who created the space, the geopolitical space, defined it for you, and then characterize you as somebody who is being civilly disobedient when you seek your own freedom? The British, not black people. That is the fundamental point we keep losing all the time. There are only two ways you can build a country. I keep saying it. One is through conquest. The other one is through the coalescing or coming together of common values like religion, culture, language. The zoo is not a nation. Do you know, even a governor said it today, that Nigeria is not a nation. Have you read it? There was a governor that said today that Nigeria is not a nation. So how can I have a civil war in a place that is not a nation? No. What is going to happen is that they will try to stop us, because our Fulani people are parasites. They have nothing else to live on apart from crude oil and gas. So they need access to crude oil and to gas for our to survive. They need it. But we are going to fight them. They will kill us. We will kill them. In the end, we are going to be free. Simple as that.
Have you ever? One more. Okay. Onyisi, have you ever thought about true federalism in terms of reducing the powers in the center and giving more regions more powers?
You mean in Biafra land or outside? You mean in the zoo or in Biafra land?
The Nigeria we have now. Do you think true federalism can be an option?
No, it cannot be an option, because you see, I believe in counting one before I count two. And I also believe in what I will call the irreducibility or universality of definition of a particular subject. If the problem is Britain, How can I therefore allow something that is created by the British? So if you're saying to have true federalism, that means that you are accepting that what Britain did is correct. Do you agree that Nigeria should have been created by Britain?
I don't agree, but now considering the situation at stake and that trying to separate now may lead to another war, kind of. So what we can do now is to agitate for true federalism, whereby we have the powers in the center decentralized and giving the regions more powers. In this way, I think most of the regions will be much happier.
No, even if you have happier regions, you are still not one country, you are not one nation, you are not the same people, you don't have the same value system, not the same religion, not the same language, not even the same type of food. How can there is something called national consciousness? How can you build a nation without a consciousness to back it up? You can see how the gospel of Radio Biafra is spreading all over the whole world. When true Biafrans hear it, they develop what is called consciousness. They identify with it. They want to work with it. They want to make something come out of it. That is what it's called. But everybody is pulling in different directions in the zoo. So how can you have equity, fairness, and justice when some people live as parasites and others are just slaving their way through? It's not correct. It's not proper.
I wish you well in this project.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct. The whole world is paying us attention, and we are broadcasting from Makao, where I enjoyed it earlier, I must tell you, because we need people to challenge us, to determine or to try to assess for ourselves how strong or how weak we are intellectually. Our lines are opened up. This is not our normal broadcast time, but we are live and direct, and the whole of heaven and earth is listening, and we are here in the far eastern part of the world. This is Radio Biafra. This is Radio Biafra. Let us go to Skype to see who is there. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? The caller on Skype, you're not paying attention. I don't like it when you have your systems on and we are speaking. I do not like it. Please, we are live, please. We don't want any side conversations. You must keep your voice very, very low. You must, because our microphones will pick it up and they will say we are being unruly. Please, very, very important to do so. Once again, allow me to give you the number that we are broadcasting with. +85 is the code for Makao. 363-246744. I repeat, +85 363-246744. For the coordinators, +85 363-460-448. That is the number to call. This is Radio Biafra. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? No, they said the call has ended, and I believe that that is a cue for us to also proceed to closure. People are calling us on IMO. I don't know if we can, of course, be able to take some of their calls before we proceed to closure, but we must do so right now, this very second. And I must, of course, thank each and every one of you that came, even those from the zoo, because it made the world to understand that they are baboons and monkeys. They don't debate, they don't reason. We always give you time to say what you have to say. We always give you space to put your views across to us. You must also allow us time to respond to you. I must thank all of you for coming. I know you have drunk and you're well fed, but I will leave our closing remarks to our coordinator who is here to, of course, bring this very town hall meeting to a conclusion. Please go ahead.
Let us try and get this fixed so that you may be able to speak. Please go ahead. Go ahead. Somebody wants to speak?
Yes.
You come and speak. Hey. Go ahead. Your name and your village, please. You go ahead.
I'm still Mr. Chigozilare. I'm from Anambra State, Navy local government. I'm sorry for the embarrassment we faced here from the people in the zoo. Because when they say zoo, zoo is a place marked for the animals. They don't eat the same food we eat. They don't take the same drink, and they don't face the same thing. Animals don't use AC. They don't use car. They don't live the way we live. I accept with our director that Nigeria is a zoo. Why I accept that Nigeria is a zoo is in the whole world, it's only Nigeria I see when people study law in law school, they spend years, and after you find yourself being mechanic in the mechanic workshop, or maybe they study engineering, and after they work in the McDonald's or in the Mr. Beast, or maybe they become a car rider, or you see an engineer who carry in the motorbike, who speak good English, and when you come to discuss with him, how come he speak good English? He tell you he study engineer in one of the universities, but today he's a Okada driver. I'm sorry to say this with my own English. Maybe I believe people here will understand my English. Nigeria is a place people are ashamed to say they are from Nigeria. And many people in Nigeria, they don't use Nigerian passport because, for example, in China, when you're from Nigeria, they allow you to stay only 30 days.
You say the zoo. I don't like the word Nigeria.
When you're from the zoo, when you come to China, they allow you to stay only 30 days. No matter how many millions of dollars you come with. You stay only 30 days. You see somebody from Cotonou, somebody from Togo, where they don't have food they eat, where they don't have good things, they extend their visa. But because you are from Nigeria, they know you are from the zoo. When they leave you, you fight in the street. And when they leave you, you take people money. When they leave you to stay there, you commit so many atrocities. So they don't allow you to stay long. But other countries, they give them 1 year, they give them 6 months, they allow them to leave. Even they give them job. So people deny they are not from the zoo. If Nigeria is not a zoo, why people deny they are not from the zoo? If Nigeria is not a zoo, why people deny they're not from Nigeria? Why they use foreign passports? If that place is not a zoo, why don't you come proud and tell the immigration I'm from Nigeria? Why do you use foreign passports? Why deny your country? Because this place is a zoo. You don't accept to be an animal. That's why you deny you're not an animal. You're not from the zoo. You go to nationalize. A brother came here and said he nationalized somewhere. If that place is not a zoo, why you don't nationalize in my country? They call it a zoo. And somebody came here to study. He came here, he said he's from Benin. He's a student here. Does it mean we don't have universities in the zoo? Why did he come to Makao to study? Does it mean the education there is not okay for him? I wanted to ask him a question. What is he doing in Makao if the zoo have a university? He ran away because he was treated like animal. He ran away to come here to study. I don't know why people have more than at least 1,000 universities in Nigeria. Somebody left all the university and come to the place to study, he called Makao. When the zoo is there to study. And we have business in the zoo, we left the zoo, we came to Makao to look for money. Does it mean there is no money in the zoo? But because when you make the money and the government, they tell you 1 or 2 things and they give you some allegation, they take your property and they make you frustrated. Some people, when they say the truth in the zoo, they keep them in the cage. Somebody like Wazirike, who have been fighting in the zoo, they told him, hey, this place is zoo, you don't have right to talk. This place is zoo. They keep him in the prison and nobody talk. And after many years, we had his release and they sent him out from the zoo. Because they see him, this man did not deserve to be in the zoo. They sent him somewhere to go and relax and enjoy his life. Because this place is meant for the animals. We see you, Mr. Wazirike, this place is not meant for you. So We have to send you to a place where people live, not where animals live. Now they sent him to where people live. Now I believe he's living like human being, not like the animals. So I pray Chukwabiyama to come and save his people. I pray the freedom is not free and it's not easy. Even when you go to church, they tell you that nobody come to his presence empty-handed. Something must come out from you to get something. So I believe this my brother here is fighting for our future, the future of our children. Because tomorrow, maybe he might not be here to say this. We will continue from where he stopped. Thank you, my people.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Please go ahead.
Wow. Do you see why I trust Biafrans? We are called Biafrans. And this my brother has spoken everything. He has said everything. He said, if Nigeria is not a zoo, why did you come to Makao to study? Does it mean they don't have University of Benin? There is a University of Benin, and you left University of Benin, you fly 18 hours to Makao, spend everything to come and study in a civilized world. My brother, after being a court member, my brother, let me tell you one thing. I must say this. My heart is full of joy now. No matter what. Before anything, I have to say, Director, you are the man. You are the great man of Biafra. Great leader. Oh, ndị ọka sị na Moloko kụrụ egwu sị na ejele na ụzọ ọka mechere chi ọzọ. Ajọ ya afọ ọzọ ọsụ na gidigbam. Ọzọ gidigbam. You know, I don't believe that everything we go, this our struggle will just go in smoothly. No. You know, one thing everybody must understand. Good thing never come easy. Good thing never come easy. If you believe you will be in your house, Biafra will come, you are dreaming. We must fight and make sure we restore Biafra. Biafra is only our hope. That is why I welcome every one of you that attend our meeting today. I also give most of my thanks to our director, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or Hamadike of Biafra land. Biafrans are very talented. I believe that. And we have seen, you know, this guy arguing that this, that, we are criticizing, we are doing this. Yes, we criticize. You know, if you are proud of who you are, come on. Do whatever you like. Forget what other people are saying. We are proud of who we are. And I want to, Francis, you said something about giving us a kind of eastern region or whatever. Do you think that Hausa Fulani will allow you to have such a thing? The answer is no. These people, their life is oil. They believe that Biafran oil is what we, you know, the answer born to lul. And Ahmad Bello says, instead of giving any other Nigerian good position, we better give an expert. Oyocha. So, come on. From him, you know that we are not one. Yoruba people say we are not one. Everybody knows that we are not one. If you say we are one Nigeria, you are just deceiving yourself. Answer your name. I wrote, my friend from Australia, a Yoruba person, wrote in my Facebook, say, what do you think Nigeria? I said Nigeria is a zoo. Is a zoo. I said, why are you calling Nigeria a zoo? I said, Nigeria is a zoo. Answer your name before white man came. That is why I am going back to my root. We must go back to our root, no matter what. We are not afraid. If anybody think I'm afraid of him or her, or whatever you may try to do, I'm not afraid of you. I am dead already. You are killing us every day by day in Biafra land, and you think we will keep quiet? No. We are dead already, and we must fight. We must fight to get our freedom. I don't care what Buhari may do. Buhari, let me tell you, we are not afraid of you. You should be the one to be afraid of us. I'm international relations. My major is international relations, and the state is afraid of state. That is why they always increase their ammunitions. You are afraid of us. You are afraid of us. And let me tell you again, war is a triangle. War is a triangle. Triangle has 3 arms. The first one, which is the head, is a state. The left side is a people. The right side is the soldiers, military. If you want to fight a war, triangle must stand. If triangle did not stand, it must lose the war. United States lose Vietnam War because both arms did not stand. One were shaking, only one, not 2. Military and state supported the war, but the people did not support the war. That is why United States failed in Vietnam War. And that is how Buhari will fail. If you think every Nigerian loves you, no. No, not everybody. We Biafrans, we are chanting for our freedom. You must let us go. If you don't let us go, then let us see what will happen. Director, I must give most of my thanks to you, because what you are doing is not easy. You have broadcast more than, how many hours now? Almost more than 5 hours. It's not easy. Biafrans, I want to use this opportunity to urge you to support what we are doing. Don't go and hide. Never you hide. Come out. Don't be afraid. If you are afraid, Hausa, Fulani and Yoruba will be killing you, taking your resources. You have something that belongs to you, and you're answering them sasa, begging for post. Why are you begging for post? Something that belongs to you, are begging Buhari for post. This is what it must be. You must be insane. You are crazy. Begging Buhari for post. Buhari, I like what you did. Don't give any Igbo man any post. We don't need it. We don't need your post. Give Hausa Fulani your post. We don't need your post. We don't belong to you. We don't belong at all. We don't eat the something. Our culture is different. Everything is different. And this boy, we are saying, Bini was the first people that fighting British. You fought British, and you are telling me now to remain in the same place that you fought, that you don't want to become together. And you are now urging me to become together. Let's unite. Let's unite. Come on, bro. Bring your people, 60 million. Let Biafrans massacre them. Then we will talk about unity. You massacred us 60 million people. You know what is 60 million? The whole world are saying about Syrian war, Syrian genocide, Armenian genocide, this genocide, everywhere. Have words said about Biafran genocide? No. They never say anything about Biafran genocide. You massacred us with British and Egypt. And you are not telling me we should be together. Let me tell you, I will never be together with you anymore. Nigeria the zoo has expired. Biafra must stand. Yes, we must stand. Yes, and let me tell you, no matter what, I dreamed last time. I had a dream where Biafra, you see our flag today, you see where it stands. As our flag stand today, I can assure you, very soon, you will see it like that in Biafra land. And no one will challenge us.
You see?
Whether you like it or not, whether outside Yoruba, Fulani, whether you like it or not, we are going. What is it called? BBC. My brother, I love your song. It made us proud. You said we must go. Yes, it's a time to settle us. It's a time for us to go, and we are going. Thank you very much, Director.
Thank you very much, and well spoken. Thank you very much. We have come to the end of our proceedings, and once again, I must thank all of you who are here gathered, including also some of our children who are here, and the wives as well, for finding the time to come to this very gathering, today. And we are going to remain here up until tomorrow, and then we'll be broadcasting tomorrow from Hong Kong, hopefully. From Hong Kong, everything rests with Chukwokika Biama. Everything rests with Chukwokika Biama, please. Very, very important. We understand that. And on behalf of the Directorate of State, the entire family all over the world, I thank all of you here gathered as IPOB family members who are here for you to carry this very banner to the ends of the whole of Makao and beyond to ensure viable support and sustenance for this very effort we are making, that in the end Biafra may be able to come. Because Biafra to us, to some people, it may be a nation that they are aspiring to. To others, they may say it is a country. To us, Biafra is our own religion. And on this very hallowed platform, Radio Biafra is where we worship, because Chukwokika Biama Purimi Hanine is our creator and the one we worship. He's going to bless, nurture, sustain, and keep all of you here in Makao and beyond. But more importantly, Chukwokika Biama will bless Biafra. I thank you very much for coming here. And from us, from here, at this very time, to the whole world, it is good evening.